And we are live. More people will be joining soon, but we'll have Kino here in a minute as well. But it's been a while, Matt. I haven't seen you in it seems like a month now because we had a couple missed shows, and the last one I think was Bobby was on last time. So
really,
yeah.
I mean, I know I wasn't here last week, but I wasn't here the week before.
We didn't have a show the week before. I don't think.
The
week before that was my birthday, so we did have.
I was there for your birthday.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. So it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chrissy's still in the intro. I'll change it eventually. She's honestly,
right.
she's been nice to me. I have no issues with her.
I don't even fully understand that drama. I stay away from that shit. I don't fucking care. In fact, I think
I've met her in person multiple times. She was always super nice to me. I have no issues with her whatsoever. She just never appeared on the show. Really, that's my issue, is that she never appeared on the show. So her being in the intro is kind of silly. She was supposed to be on it once and it didn't happen, but it was kind of, but I don't, that really, I'm not gonna change that simply because of political reasons. I'm gonna change it because she wasn't on the show. That's really why I'm gonna change it.
You guys heard it here first, all right?
Yeah. I mean, she's always been nice to me, whatever. But yeah, some big stuff happened. Obviously, Lanterns kind of sucks. Might start to really suck in episodes 2 or 3, but we'll have to see where it goes, I think.
Yep.
X-Men cast was announced. Spidey keeps making money hand over fist.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else out really, so
yeah,
sure.
Hayden Panettiere died. Sad. And we got a new Doomsday trailer. That was another one. There's a new Paw Patrol movie out. Come on, you didn't go see that?
Missed it. Sorry.
Oh, well, you should have saw it. It's solid movie. You know, it's got dinosaurs or some shit. I don't know. It's probably very Jurassic Park. But yeah, I mean, everybody gets the Stalin photo treatment eventually. Well, the thing is, I put certain people in the intro assuming they would come on eventually. Some have, others haven't. So it is what it is, you know. And it was all people that I was in talks with. Some of them might still. Sin's Corner. She's gonna have to go do her own stream. I like how she pops in to tell us she's going to her own stream always. She's like, "Hey guys, I'm over on my channel. You can come watch the better show."
Always good seeing Sin. Hello, Sin.
You know, no joke. And I made a video once that involved the first Paw Patrol movie, like a scene from it. That movie, when you actually sit down and watch it and like try to strip the fact that it's a Paw Patrol movie, it's got some great messaging in it and stuff. Like if it was just a regular movie, people would have been like, "It's a pretty fucking good movie," you know. But of course,
Zenith just called me out.
Yeah. I just said that's what I was highlighting.
Oh yeah.
But I say we get some people in here to talk. I know.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. Let's start with the regulars. Well, they're all regulars. So we got Kino Flex and Toller Talks right now.
Hello.
What's up, Toller?
Iron Mandrill just popped in too. He's
Hello.
tree like a mandrill does.
Yeah. As you know,
Dark Hour, how can you say that you're not political when you're praising propaganda like the Paw Patrol movie? Come on now.
Well, the Paw Patrol is not just propaganda. That is the most libertarian city of all time. Everything is privatized. Everything.
Yeah. Apparently the new Paw Patrol movie has like a star-studded cast. Like Terry Crews is in it. I wasn't expecting that.
I know that Snoop Dogg is in it.
He's in everything though.
Yeah, well, is that even really like? That's one of those things like seeing what is it? Oh fuck! I lost the joke. It was the scene from How I Met Your Mother years ago where they kept seeing the same celebrity over and over again, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, when you think about
Maury Povich.
Yep. Yeah, when you think about it, Snoop Dogg being any movie, a Paw Patrol movie is actually the most appropriate casting ever.
Yeah, I mean that's some synergy right there, you know. But we don't got to talk about Paw Patrol. We could talk about a couple of other things like Lanterns, for instess. Assuming everybody here's seen it. I'm about a third of the way through my second viewing as I'm writing my script.
Man, that sucks. Got to watch it multiple times.
Yeah,
that's how I do my TV reviews. I watch the episode once full through without stopping. I mean, obviously to get up and piss or something, but like I try to watch it, you know, fully through once. Get my initial reaction, then go back and watch it more analytically, stopping it, typing. That's just my style. But I only do that for TV reviews. Like movies, obviously, I don't do that for because I can't unless I have a pirated copy. I can't go into a theater and be like, hey, can you pause it every 10 seconds so I can write something? Like, not gonna work that way. But I guess we'll go around the horn. No specifics yet. We'll get into specifics later. Just general quick thoughts on the pilot. Start down in the corner with Toller.
All right. Well, I am a Jon Stewart mega fan. I mean, I grew up, I'm a millennial. I grew up with that 2000s Justice League show with Phil LaMarr voicing the character. That is my GOAT. That is the GOAT Green Lantern. But even with that being said, the show is making me hate the character of Jon Stewart. I didn't like how Hal was replaced. I don't think the character was done justice. He is the most popular Green Lantern. And it seemed like they were quickly trying to replace him so they could just usher Jon Stewart in, which is what happened in the comics. He did replace Hal Jordan, but it was a more like a respectful passing of the torch. This just felt like shoving Hal aside and putting Jon Stewart in the spotlight.
I think if they could have got away with it back then, they would have done it a little bit less respectful because they really wanted. I remember. Basically, the storyline was very racially driven as to how he became a lantern in the comic. And it was, I think it would have been, if they would have done it now, it would have been similar to this. Not saying
he was a member of the Black Panther Party, right? Jon Stewart?
Yeah. There was a lot of things that they have buried about Jon Stewart as a character, like honestly, a lot of DC characters had shit buried about them.
Mm-hmm.
But Iron Man Drill, you're up next.
I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little worse than mid. There's a couple moments I liked. There's a couple house lines and actions I liked, but John was extremely boring or annoying. All the other characters were unnecessarily edgy and annoying. Basically, the only redeeming thing about this episode was Hal. I actually didn't really mind how they portrayed Hal for the most part, but everything surrounding him kind of sucked. So more bad than good, I would say.
I got into a couple of online arguments. I ended up erasing them because people started saying some like really fucked up shit, and I was just like, look, I don't want to go down this path.
Damn.
I could show you guys, like I could pull them up as like later but it was arguments that involved P words, if you know what I mean. And
No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
PDF, and I was like, I didn't want to get into those. I didn't want to get into those arguments, so I just deleted everything. I was like, nope, this is already going down a block I don't want to be on.
Oh, dude.
Were they bringing up those panels of Hal Jordan? Oh my gosh.
Well, no, it's funny because I sort of did, but I was like, I brought it up, but then they started calling me a PDF for liking the show, and I was like, I don't even like the show, and also that doesn't make any sense, like what you're saying, but no, I actually, because like some of the things that people are saying about Hal, like you said, Iron Man Drill, is that they're listing off a bunch of traits. Some are accurate, just not being done particularly well. Other ones are not accurate, and that's kind of what I was saying. I was like, you can't be like angry that they made Hal Jordan arrogant. That's part of his.
Yeah, character. He's kind of a dick. He's always been that way.
You can't be mad that they make him into a douche. You can't be mad like. He's not as much of a douche as Guy Gardner, but that doesn't make it, just because you're not the douchiest person in the room doesn't mean you're not one.
Well, I actually had this argument last night with a friend of mine. Like, Hal Jordan's basically a charismatic asshole, where Guy's an uncharismatic asshole. That's kind of like the primary difference.
Hal is an asshole that like people still want to kind of have a beer with. Guy is the one that everyone wants to avoid
and punch in the face. Yeah.
Punch in the face. Kino, I know you have a lot. Just try to keep this brief for now, and then we'll get into more details.
Right. My thoughts on the pilot were pretty. I told you guys this before, but normally, like for a regular pilot, I would just drop the show. Like it didn't hook me at all. And being a Green Lantern fan, especially by the end, I was greatly annoyed by it. But just something that really annoyed me all throughout was just. I do not understand why they went to the creative direction of making this a live action show to keep everything grounded when they have to just keep everything grounded for practicality's sake, when they could have just made this an animated show in the style of Creature Commandos, because that would be so much more, like that would be so much better at world building, or like building up the universe, all these different worlds, and like building up these casts of alien characters. Instead, we just get True Detective, when as we'll get into, is nothing like True Detective, especially season 1. But
we said it, yeah. Well, we said it backstage. Like I said that if there's any character you really can't ground, it's Green Lantern. The whole point of them is that they're space, like they're space cops.
Now they're just normal cops.
Now they're just normal cops.
Yeah.
I do think that they actually could have, still done the multiple planet thing and all that, and they could have even played off of it being. Like if I was them, I would have probably just set it in the 60s, 70s, and do intentionally bad, like special effects, almost a la early first season Star Trek. Not quite that bad, but just to kind of play off of the old and have it, because they're already setting up that he's been around since the 80s anyway.
Yeah.
So why not? Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a DC guy. Green Lantern's never been like the guy that I would read. And in fact, I do have some Green Lantern comic books, but this is like back when Kyle Rayner was Green Lantern. So that's how long ago it's been for me. I don't know, man. Like, I think that people are jumping on this like too soon. Like, oh, the show sucks. Oh, the show sucks. Yes, I think the show probably will end up sucking, but I don't think that we've seen enough of it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I actually have that issue too.
I don't think the show.
I'll let Matt finish and then I'll re-show it.
I was going to say, I don't think that the show, like we've seen enough to know just like how the show is going to like suck in its entirety. Obviously, I think that people are kind of jumping the gun with Hal Jordan dying. Now, if the show ends and he stays dead, then yeah, fuck this show, obviously. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do some retarded shit by showing us like that he's still alive based on like the timeline aspect.
No, we already know what they're going to do, Matt. They've already shown us the Ring has his consciousness.
Oh, of course.
I guarantee you that's how they're going to keep it in the show.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's exactly what I'm thinking too.
That's so cheap.
But like at the end of the day, though, and like we've talked about this on this show before, but they're trying to go with this like whole grounded True Detective aspect of the show, and Green Lantern's just not the character to do that with. Green Lantern is he fucking fabricates shit with his ring, and like it's fantastic and fun.
I might need to restart my shit. Hold on.
Oh no.
Just keep the show going, guys. I'll be right back.
I'm pretty much done. That's pretty much just kind of like where
just take over as the host for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the episode itself, maybe we can talk about like the lead up to it, because a lot of people by the time the Lanterns trailer dropped, like it was pretty divisive, but a lot of people had way more positive thoughts on James Gunn. They thought he was the comic accurate guy, but then Supergirl came out and opinion on that became even more divided. So now James Gunn's DCU is kind of looking uncertain. Like the future of it is pretty uncertain.
Yeah,
as he may get fired if these projects don't start picking up.
It's not even
the exception
Supergirl
of Superman. Has anyone liked this project? Like everything.
No, I was just gonna say it's not even just Supergirl coming out. It's the fact that fucking Superman came out. And like yes, there were a lot of people that liked that movie, but the cracks were showing when that came out. And
it
Supergirl
definitely underperformed.
Yeah, Supergirl comes out and it's like, okay, fuck this. Like this is shitty.
I mean, like
I think that's going to hurt it. I mean, James Gunn has not been on a roll per se. Like it's kind of been, he's gone from mid to massive failures. So it's like it's hard as an audience to get invested in something like this, because you're like, well, especially with Paramount now absorbing, Warner. It's like, okay, this show may not matter 6 months from now.
Exactly.
Because
that's pretty much the scenario. It's like it's the same situation as Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle. Like no one gave a shit because they had already announced that it was done.
Oh, and Blue Beetle, that film didn't get a fair shake. I thought that one was actually pretty decent.
I didn't even watch it.
That was my
hated
least
it.
favorite film
I
of
fucking
that
hated it.
era. I really
was
hated
just-
Blue Beetle.
I was just going through my my like grabbing my random issues that I have here. So it's like obviously that
Oh, so
one.
your camera froze and you had to leave so you could gloat?
No.
Wow.
They
He's the
because I
real
was
fan,
grabbing them.
plebs. He's the
I was-
real fan, plebs.
This one I can't say who this one's signed by because I'll get like blacklisted. Canceled. But anyone have a guess who that's signed by?
I think I have a.
Very
think
good
so.
idea.
Yeah,
But I actually have as you can see, I actually love the era when the reason why I bring that up is because I actually do enjoy the era when Hal was a villain. I a lot of people don't like that.
That's Parallax, right?
Yeah,
Parallax era. Yeah,
when it becomes Parallax.
Kyle Rayner era.
Okay.
And the what there's who was it with Kino Flex? Was it you who was saying that they should have that they're skipping so much of the the characterization for him becoming a villain and all that stuff? So if you want to go in on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess at this point I can share my familiarity with the character and what I was expecting from the show, because I, like a lot of modern Green Lantern fans, grew up during the time when he was the most relevant, like the most popular in his history during Blackest Night, Green Lantern Rebirth, when Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver, they did like a great job of bringing him back after the Parallax Spectre like limbo state he was in, and then just brought back the entire Green Lantern Corps, and we just got what like a very Star Trek feel of not exactly men. Well, it's kind of like Men in Black in space. That's the best way I could describe it for people who haven't read it before, where you have like so many interesting like characters with strong personalities interacting with each other, not just like the human Green Lanterns, but like just several different kinds of alien Green Lanterns, given much more characterization than they were previously. And that's what I was wanting from a Green Lantern show. But no, instead we're getting the very grounded on Earth, like Neil Adams, Dennis O'Neil era of Green Lantern, which I would actually say is worse than than when Hal Jordan was Parallax for a couple of reasons. But you want to read out this comment?
I was just showing the shirt off. I was just. It's actually like this shirt was cooler than I expected it to be when I bought it. It's kind of hard to see, but like you could see the back, like it's the exact same image, but from the back as well. Yeah, I just thought it was the front when I bought it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like
but Neil Adams and Dennis O'Neil, the reason they're very I respect them as comic creators. Like their Batman and on Iron Man respectively have been very great, but a lot of their stories with Green Lantern, specifically with during the Green Arrow era and John Stewart,
Hard Traveling Heroes.
It was very, I would say they're very poorly aged, because I don't know if you guys have seen this one comic panel, but it's certainly it's pretty infamous of this like elderly black guy going, Green Lantern, you help the white skins, why not the black skins? And then
the dude looks almost melted. He's like, the art is so bad. I'm like, yeah, Denny O'Neil was really good at like grounded level stories. That's why he succeeded so well with Batman. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I don't think he could have done better with Green Lantern if they didn't do the Hard Traveling Heroes. I just don't think they tried to. I think that's really was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I if I was a Green Lantern, which one would I be?
Like Lantern Corps or like Lantern character?
You're saying a Green Lantern. So I mean,
yeah.
I would be myself. I would just become a Green Lantern, but myself.
Good answer.
Exactly what it would be.
He'd be Guy
That's why I always loved Green Lantern, by the way, is that it was like for the most part, it's the only superhero where just a regular person they're just like, you're just a superhero now. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, there's not like a specific accident that required. There's not like a mutant gene that's required. You don't need to be born on a different planet. It's just, hey, this ring gives you cool powers. Mm-hmm. And as long as you can imagine it, it could pretty much happen.
It's also the only one. Yeah. It's also the only one where the hero mantle passing kind of goes cleanly every time. Like,
Yeah.
because you see that the varying results of other characters, where Green Lantern.
Some of them
usually, at
it
least
should
for the-
work better.
Yeah.
Like Captain America, it should work better. It's just I feel like every time they try to do it, Captain America, it's
Well, it worked
they
with
end up-
Bucky for a little bit, right?
There was a lot of history there. Every other, like when they tried to do it with Falcon, it didn't work because their history had been separated so far from the Gruenwald era when those two were basically partners that people forgot about it. You're talking about 80s was when Falcon was Captain America's partner, and then it didn't happen again until way later.
See, it's funny that you brought up the history, and I think that's the biggest problem with this show, the route that they're taking, is there's so many like Green Lantern stories that we're not going to see because they decided to jump into the story, like basically at the tail end of Hal Jordan, like when he's done. So, there's a lot of defenders of the show saying, well, there's a comic run where Hal Jordan dies. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's true. But why are you going to start the story off with that?
Yeah,
you got exactly. There are certain things that you need to build up to. You need to have that history, and they're just not doing that. I think that part of the way they're going to reconcile that is with like the whole timeline jumping. So we do see some Hal Jordan, and like I think that they're just like if he ends up being dead at the end of this show, they're banking on that being enough for us to be like, okay, well, we got our little Hal Jordan run with the first season. Now we can move on with Jon Stewart.
Yeah,
I think Toller might have hit the nail on the head with the consciousness thing. I think they're totally going to do that.
Yeah,
I don't think it was even a debate. I think that's why they set that up.
Yeah, I have my own predictions on it, but like getting back to Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil real quick, I was not a fan of Jon Stewart's characterization in his early appearances, and that seems to be the sentiment with a lot of his fans because they seem to prefer his characterization in either the Justice League cartoon, which is the popular sentiment, or Green Lantern Mosaic, where he went from being like kind of like Guy Gardner when you think about it, like very hot-headed, full of himself, but then he gets a planet destroyed, and you have characters like Martian Manhunter calling him an idiot, like looking down on him, and that like causes him to like reassess it, reinvent himself entirely. So I would say like Jon Stewart has always been sort of the weakest amongst the Lanterns in characterization. Like I would say Kyle Rayner is more interesting. Guy Gardner is more interesting. And
as a Kyle Rayner fan, I will say this. It took a long time for his character to gain roots.
Yeah.
He was, because one of the problems with him, and like as a kid, and like obviously I'm pot committed on him now because he was my Green Lantern when I was a kid. And I've loved him ever since. But as a kid, it didn't make sense. But him just being given a ring because he happened to be standing there, and it wasn't really, that was just Ganthet just being like, you'll do. I can see why that would rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, but
he's the John McClane of Green Lanterns. He just happened to be there.
Yeah, he really is. He just happened to be there.
Yeah, but like the point I'm trying to make with this, right, is you can say that something happened in the comics, but a lot of the comics are also pretty shit at times. And when you're like a Green Lantern fan, you want to see certain parts of his mythos adapted, not all of them, because a lot of them are just insufferable to get through. And that's kind of like what makes this Lantern show in particular really, really hard, especially if they're trying to do the Jeff Johns rebirth storyline, because there has to be some circumstances where Hal Jordan either dies or fucks up on a massive scale that he needs to redeem himself, and they're going to try to honor that or be consistent with that storyline, especially for Blackest Night.
Yeah, just hold that thought, because I do want to bring this up. We don't all necessarily need to answer this right now, but our friend, the uninspired reviewer, since the powers are based on imagination, what would your ultimate move be? You don't need to say it right now.
Army of Attack Mandrills.
This has actually been heavily debated online, Dark Hour, and the most popular decision in terms of utility would be imagining up a grid like a grid of squares, and then like spinning it, and then you just like hurl it into somebody.
I think jackhammer dildo is the best way to go. I think that it not only knocks them out, it also demoralizes everyone else in their immediate vicinity to not want to do what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's really the biggest problem, and I think that's going to be the problem everyone's eventually going to have with this show. Like, I say not eventually; it's going to have by the end. It's obviously not going to. I think they're going to stay grounded too much. Obviously, you want to see Oa, you want to see some of the aliens like Kilowog and Salak and all these ones, and you want to see the interactions. They're going to bring in Sinestro. I know that, but it doesn't.
Atrocitus.
Yeah, Atrocitus would be a little later.
I know, but I want it so bad. I would be a.
You think they'll give him Dexstar? That'd be cool. Yeah,
Dexstar. Oh man, don't remind me. I'm still waiting for the crypto Dexstar flight.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Like
a
lot of promise to me a decade and a half ago.
Yeah, a lot of Jon Stewart's characterization is more so off planet than it is on planet. Like his main love interest is an alien. It's not Hawk Girl as like the cartoon. Yeah, but should we start to segue into like the actual episode?
We can talk about specifics.
Can I mention something real quick? Because Matt was talking about the specific comic issues and how people have been using that as a defense, talking about this is what happens. This is what happens in the comics. I'm seeing that a lot, and I saw that happen when I was talking about Doomsday and talking about how Captain America was race swapped, and people were talking about, well, no, that's what happens in the comics. Well, they lack the vital context that comic wasn't written until 2015.
Exactly.
When I say it's,
and Bucky also was Captain America, but they didn't have him do it.
When I'm thinking like I want a show or a film to reflect the comics, I'm thinking of one of two things: either a really popular comic series or something from back in the day, not some obscure little piece of shit that someone drug up. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they tend to just jump into like what's going on right now in the modern era or something that's like within the past 10, 15 years. And that's when the comic book started kind of taking a nosedive, and no one really cares about those comic book arcs. Even like fucking the Avengers, they were building up to the Infinity War, and like when did that happen? But they knew that was like the best.
Infinity War was the 80s.
So. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I guess for Doomsday in particular, like this has also been there's like a lot of LARPers. I would say like that's just the trendy term for people saying that just because something is in the comic and in the comics, it's going to be the movie's going to be great.
Also, the execution matters a lot.
Yes. Like for Doomsday, a lot of the promotional material is Captain America, Chris Evans, Captain America, facing off against RDJ as Dr. Doom. I'm looking at that. I'm just going, isn't this supposed to be Reed versus Dr. Doom since they're the arch enemies? Like Secret Wars, the culmination of 2015 Secret Wars was their relation, like their antagonistic relationship. So, like, how are you going to execute that when they haven't even been on screen together at this point? Because all we've had with them is the post-credits.
It moves the emotional connection, and it's just at that point smacking toys together. Really, I just want to bring this up. One of my all-time favorite panels in any Green Lantern comic is Larfleeze finding out what Las Vegas is. Yes, it's all my that's like one of the greatest moments. Larfleeze was such a great character because he obviously starts out as a villain, but he quickly became like people loved him so much that they quickly transitioned him into like a goofball villain.
What's his oath? What's mine is mine is mine is mine. Something like that.
Yeah, what's mine is mine is mine is mine is mine is mine. It's just over and over again.
Yeah,
I can't remember all of them obviously because they're all just slight variations on each other. But his is the only one that's significantly different, though.
Yeah,
and he's super overpowered too.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a one-man army. Like he has the entire core.
Well,
by himself.
Everybody who's ever been part of the core is just part of him, basically.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was the as much as I love Blackest Night and Brightest Day as storylines, I'm kind of dreading them going that route because it does get a little bit like this. Well, it's not even that they're rushed. Like, let's say they built up to it for 3 years or something, 2-3 seasons worth of show or something. It is a storyline that works in comics, but as soon as you start being like, well, this color is this and this, and on in TV like terms, the way they would have to do it, it would just feel very like, I don't even know the term I'm looking for. It's just like, okay, everybody's a color and each color hates each other. And it's just, it worked because of you know, they like for years you didn't even realize the Star Sapphires were technically a core within this whole group. It was so there was like some build up to it. You know, it just Team War of Light. Yeah, that's
I just don't trust James Gunn with something as big as that.
I don't trust James Gunn.
I don't want him to touch it. Now, don't even try it, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even like with James Gunn. I've been saying for a while that I haven't liked him. Like long before, like when everyone was like so happy about Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff years ago, I was like, does anybody remember that he's a Tromaville guy and like this is gonna go
Toxic
badly.
Avenger.
Hey, like Dawn of the Dead
than...
and Slither, James Gunn was good. Okay, he should have stayed in horror. He should have stayed.
That's the thing is that I was like, I'm not sure. Like he definitely caught lightning in a bottle once, and I wasn't sure he was going to be able to do. And I personally still I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was one of the worst movies in the entire MCU. To this day.
I mean, hot take for sure.
I mean, I'll go to bat for that particular group any day because I mean, you know, you have. I don't want to go too far into that, but I always use this as an example. You have this this amazingly emotional sequence, right, where you know Peter finds out that his mother was murdered, not just died natural causes, murdered by the guy that he has just discovered as his father. And within 4 seconds, they turn it into a sight gag of him turning into Pac-Man. And that, like, there's just shit like that that's all over his movies. That's just one example, but that's all over his movie. He can't ever let anything breathe and be it's just, it worked with the first Guardians of the Galaxy because it was kind of new to the MCU, like the way they were doing, because it was like, the property, the IP, like they hadn't really gone into space yet.
What do you think of the Suicide Squad?
I like that one more than Suicide Squad.
I think the Suicide Squad's underrated, actually.
That one's okay.
Yeah.
Like I rewatched it recently. It was a lot better than I remembered it being.
Yeah, but besides like James Gunn, what are your thoughts on Damon Lindelof?
That's the
showrunner. Well, it's actually very interesting. I don't really
have an opinion on him,
dude. Fucking Prometheus, Watchmen. Fuck that shit.
Well, I didn't watch Watchmen, so I don't. I can't. That's why I don't have an opinion.
Let's not tarnish Zack Snyder's name. 2019.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. HBO Watchmen.
Yeah. The reason I bring him up is because James Gunn around a decade ago had very strong opinions about him, and I shared this in the private chat. I'll just read it out for the stream. From 11 years ago, James Gunn said that the following: Lindelof is close to Satan in my book because of the end of Lost. He's the Uri Geller of storytellers, a total scam artist with no integrity whatsoever, and a liar. And now he's pushing him for his
I did
DC
read
project.
that tweet. I read that tweet, yeah, and I was like, holy shit, that fuck? Like, how can you at least go back and delete that shit?
Exactly.
How long?
That's a great description.
He doesn't do that, man.
Yeah, how long ago was it, though?
That's gotta be...
like Damon Lindelof, I am very I wasn't ecstatic upon hearing that he was going to be in charge of this project because he is just known for, especially when it's based off of like Tom King is helping him write, like he's involved in the project. A lot of their stories involve them just like taking away what's special and grounding them and just making the stories miserable. It's just it's just not fun to read. And
here's the thing is about Tom King, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to the structure of writing, the conceptual, like start to finish, this leads to this, he's not the worst. But the problem is he tells stories he wants to, regardless of how the characters should be. So he'll take a character that has nothing to do with this type of story, and that's the story he wants to tell. So he just jams a square peg into a round hole rather than creating something new. So that's where he kind of appropriates an IP, is that instead of being like this character should be told in this kind of story, he just does it this way, like his own way.
Yeah. So like for reference, in the comics, Tom King, he writes a storyline of Hal Jordan not only killing himself, but also like in an alternate story, in an alternate timeline, I should clarify. But he also has him say stupid shit like, I don't even know what will is. Like, what are we doing? And like even like respected comic professionals like Morrison, he was calling out Lindelof by saying that he's like ashamed, calling him out by saying that he's ashamed of the source material. And Lindelof gave a really weird defense by saying, I'm actually one of the best, the greatest Green Lantern fans ever. Like, look, here's a picture of me from Comic-Con years ago.
Yeah, wearing a
Green Lantern shirt. Like when the character was the most popular. Like, that's how big
also,
of a fan I am.
and let's not forget that also for a while also meant that you were a fan of Big Bang Theory. There was that whole era where wearing Flash and Green Lantern shirts just meant you liked Big Bang Theory, which annoyed the shit out of me. But
yeah, I kind of see Lindelof as a sort of like pseudo Eric Kripke almost. Not as bad, but kind of getting there.
Yeah.
So I want to point this out because we said it backstage, and Uninspired seems to be a fan of Kyle Chandler. So my issue is, so I got into a few arguments, like I said earlier, about the specific traits and stuff. And some of the scenes that people are complaining about, and like this curmudgeonly style that that's where I kind of feel these traits are being exacerbated in the wrong way. I think he's playing it too, like, you know, end of my rope. If he was more sarcastic, a little bit more fun with the lines, instead, because you could say the same line two ways, and one comes off as like a "fuck you, get out of my face," and the other one comes off as like a "you fucked up, Junior" kind of thing, but it's the same line. And I think if he played it more the second one, it would feel less like a you know, betrayal of the character. I don't know if you guys.
Now, Darker, do you think they did that for the trailers? Because a lot of the ones where it's like more melodramatic are all the trailer shots and trailer.
I did notice that he is a little bit more fun in other ones. So,
yes.
But for instance, like, you know, him jumping out of the car. That's the one I brought up backstage before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it does deal with the directing, but also when you're the star, you kind of got to be. There's a give and take to it. It's like, hey, you know, there's like, obviously they tell you this is what we're feeling, and you're like, you can still kind of work in your own little nuances into how you're portraying the character. Yeah. But like, for instance, him jumping out of the car was like, it just came off as stupidity, because
again,
there was
trailer shot. Like,
yeah, there was like really no setup for it. He just jumped. He's just like, you want the ring? Take it. Good. I'm jumping out. It wasn't, if he would have like, if they would have did stuff to set up for that moment better, it could have been a payoff, because obviously, you know, Jon Stewart, he grabs the ring, he throws it on. You don't see him turn into bubble wrap, but he tells you that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they would have set up for just small things, could have been done, where it was like, why are we driving around? Like saying that, and like, why are we driving around? You could just fly us to where we're going. And speaking of which, why are we driving this piece of shit? This thing's about to fall apart. And then like just saying a couple of things like that, and then he jumps out and runs it off with then you're like, oh, it was a test the whole time. You know, that stuff like that. It comes off more like a planned thing. Like he has more of a, you know, I know the word agenda has been usually associated with it, but he has more of an agenda for his trainee, rather than just being like, I'm going to jump out of a car and whatever happens.
Yeah, I guess like at this point I can start giving my grievances like from you can
pick out specific scenes or whatever. It's fine. We're probably going to spend the majority of this particular show on this. We'll get into the other stuff as we can.
Yeah. So on Twitter, they released the first couple minutes for it, and a lot of people a lot of the expected people were glazing it, saying that, oh, this looks peak. This is already better than the Ryan Reynolds movie, and I'm just like, this is just going to be the Jon Stewart show.
It's not a high bar.
Yeah, exactly. But looking at this is just going to be. I knew that this is just going to be the Jon Stewart show, because they're just dropping Hal Jordan being a celebrity without a secret identity so casually, and that could have been like a story on its own, just like why he chose to abandon his secret identity. Like, what about his loved ones? Like, what made him want to abandon that? Because his secret identity, it matters to him.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why he's one of the few that actually wears a mask.
Yeah, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, they don't value their identities, and they're vastly different people from Hal Jordan in characterization because of it. But like Jon Stewart, like, I guess we can get started on him. It's so weird, because if he had just like he's intimidated by he and his brothers are intimidated by his father, who is not really important in the comics at all, at least not for New Earth, which I read. but like he's scared of his dad and he's intimidated by him, and they're trying to show off him like standing up to him, like showing, yeah, he has willpower. And if they had just cut it off there, like I would have been like, okay, sure. But then he just has like his dad shooting off apples.
That's the worst scene in
just
the
like,
episode.
what the
My
fuck
entire first page of my script is about the apple shooting sequence.
It's so unnecessary, and it communicates to me. It communicates to me that Lindelof doesn't know how the like
people exist. Like,
well, no. Just like how will works, because to be a Green Lantern, it's not like being literally fearless. It's like being having the willpower, overcoming fear. Like that's just a complete mess up. So like his dad is training him to be a Green Lantern, but that's not how it works.
He's training him to be a fucking psycho.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, that was one thing that I noticed on my second viewing. I was like, quite literally, it's the very first time that Hal is doing an interview, and he says this whole like, there's only one question, are you afraid? And I said no, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but then they go outside to this, are you afraid? And like there's like 80 bullet holes behind John, which means that they've done this a bunch of times,
and the neighborhood doesn't care. Nobody cares,
and the neighborhood doesn't give a shit. Well, it's black on black crime. No one's going to report
and
that.
Here's the thing. He's a United States Marine, and I'm going to tell you right now, as a Marine, what he's doing is completely unbecoming. First and foremost, I don't know what rank he is. He almost looks like a master sergeant. I couldn't tell; it was too dark. But
it was such a quick scene too. I don't even think
he was on duty. He had his duty belt, which means he was patrolling barracks or something like that. And he came home with his government issued weapon, which would never happen. It is forbidden. So these shows are once again not hiring any kind of military consultants for this shit either. So
and it's really weird when Tom King has a military background and he doesn't. I guess his create.
No, he doesn't have a military background. He has like a secret agent background.
Okay.
CIA, he worked with the CIA, so like they didn't. This actually probably makes sense to Tom King. He's like, yeah, why would you follow protocols? We're the CIA.
Good point.
It don't matter what rank you are. No, you're not bringing home your government.
No, but that was that whole sequence. But that's what I'm saying. So like he's trained. It's such a weird switch off. So it's like, what's his name? Hal something. It's like you literally just heard it. It's not a hard name to remember. It wasn't like his name was Hal Kazawazwinski or something like that. Some really Eastern European name, very Polish or something. It was a two-syllable name, and the father didn't hear the are you afraid thing. So it was played off like he's training him to be a Green Lantern, but he shouldn't even know that because this is the first interview that Hal Jordan's ever done. How would he know to do these fear tests on his son? That was where like shooting a fucking apple off your son's head is stupid enough, but then to actually not even realize that your script betrayed the idea that you were going for right off the bat.
Well,
I actually
could he have been listening to it in the radio, maybe in the car? So it was 96.
So I don't think he would have been though, because then he would have known why would he ask the name? I mean, I'm sure
that's true. Yeah.
I'm sure that they'll go back there a couple more times. It's very much not a way to ingratiate your father-son dynamic, because then it's like, oh, let's go get a burger, like
so casually
just go and eat dinner. Like,
yeah, and I actually had high hopes going to that scene. I mean, obviously, John Stewart he's a United States Marine, he's a sniper as well. So it's like, okay, well, they've introduced his dad, he's a Marine. So like, I'm hoping we get a little bit of Stewart's background as a Marine too, because that was an important part of his character and the discipline he had, I think, in the 2000s. I think it's when they kind of filled in his background, but they just completely abandoned it. They don't talk about his service at all. And I'm like, okay, then why
it was post you're talking about in the show. They don't talk about it at all, or
they don't talk about it in the show at all. I know he's a Marine.
They mention it. They haven't really gotten into it yet. They might still. I'm not going to worry too much about that. They probably might still go into that.
Well, I don't have high hopes considering what they've given us so far.
But that's the thing is they've only mentioned it once. There's a possibility that I'm not going to work. I'm not going to chalk that one up because there's still 9 episodes left for them to hammer out some of his military record. But Yeah,
They
it
mentioned
really
he was
in
a
the
sniper, right, in the episode.
yes, they mentioned it went right before he bangs the fucking crack whore looking chick.
Oh yeah.
That turns out to be the mother
the
of
grandma.
the grandma, the mother of the mother who would have had the DA or not the DA, sorry, the public defender at the age of 8 if you actually look at the ages. I looked them up.
Yeah, I guess we can get to the Nebraska plot line.
You can get to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be in order.
So you mentioned so you already went over like the car crash. Like I think that's like very bizarre because why wouldn't Jon Stewart receive any training on OA? Oh yeah, because this is a show made on a budget. So no OA, no Kilowog training anyone. Like I forgot to mention this. Like Hal Jordan's characterization is just that kind of like that of a jaded asshole where he apparently hates aliens. He doesn't get along with anyone alien in the Green Lantern Corps. That to me is baffling, given his friendships. Like he considers a lot of the corpsmen to be family. So
yeah,
maybe the show will delve into that. Like
he's very close with Kilowog. Like Hal Jordan, like that's one of the reasons when he kills Kilowog in the Emerald Twilight storyline, it's a very big deal because they, they consider each other brothers. So
yeah, but they're probably going to build up to that. So I'm not going to say too much yet because they've teased Sinestro, for instance, and I think he's going to be in it. Next episode, maybe.
Sinestro with his porn stash that he has in this one.
Exactly. Yeah, but after like barely surviving, like Jon Stewart sees the AI, he gets like an AI message of like Kyle Chandler, Hal Jordan from the ring, and he says that there's danger in Nebraska. So
it was hail in Nebraska.
Oh yeah. But he tells Hal Jordan, and like at a taco place where he's seen as a celebrity, and like this is just a line that pissed me off. Like the taco vendor, he's just like, "Hey man, how come you don't wear the suit anymore?" And like Hal Jordan replies by saying, "Yeah, well, you know, like the suit is fun to wear at first, but then it's just a hassle." I'm just like pissed off, thinking, man, the suit isn't even physical. Like it's just a construct. It's like the easiest.
Well, it used
shit
to be
in
physical
the world
in the comics, and then they made it the construct. Like so, it's a reference.
The early days when he would actually put it on. But the honestly, I would say that particular costume does look like a pain in the ass. It looks like it has it's very boxy. It looks like it doesn't have any give. It looks like it's made of pleather, so every time you turn, it probably makes a lot of noise.
But the reason that they're sticking with a physical suit instead of a manifested suit from the ring is
budget.
Not only because of budget, but because there's just throughout like the entire pilot, it felt as though there was like a disdain towards the source material. Like the power ring just felt like it was relegated to a plot device.
Yeah,
we are back to the era of superhero media being.
That was like almost like a little sunk up with when you said it. Like I was about to highlight it. And that's the thing is I think one of the problems, and I think this is actually across all of superhero media. It used to still be kind of niche. Like obviously you had your Batman movies that were pretty big in the 80s and 90s, and then they died off a little bit. Yeah, obviously Superman was huge when it first came out years ago. Spider-Man in 2002, pretty much kicked off the modern style. I know Blade is often pointed to as like the movie that saved Marvel, but the first Spider-Man. Yeah, and X-Men, but I think the first Spider-Man movie was really the one that like showed it could be a true blockbuster. Like everyone's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think because it grew so much that it encompassed a lot of it basically became a situation that a lot of people that maybe necessarily wouldn't have normally been involved because it was everything that the industry was doing got absorbed into it and they don't really care about it, obviously. And I think that that's a byproduct of it growing as fast as it did.
Mm-hmm.
So it is that it's not necessarily that the movie, it's that the people are almost embarrassed that they have to do these things because it's like the job. I think. Yeah.
But once they arrived in Nebraska, that's when we start getting to the cop procedural, like True Detective.
This pissed me off. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It pissed me off too. So they get to Nebraska, and there's a there's like a shooting on the field by other Nebraskans, and they get greeted by, like, in my notes, I don't even remember her name. I just put her as Sheriff Bitch, and she just hates Hal Jordan. Like she is like the most like stuck up.
The way she
like,
hates them.
yeah, she's so like arrogant. Like if it wasn't played by like a woman, I feel as though people would like be more critical of this character. Like if he was just like a stereotypical old sheriff and talking to them, like everyone would think that this guy's a villain. But no, they play her off as sort of as though like a writer's pet, essentially telling you how to feel about Hal Jordan. He's super arrogant. Yeah, self-insert.
Yes, that's the term.
And like she's played off as like grounded, like she knows what she's doing. But then it's revealed that she like the primary suspect. She's just he's still at the scene of the crime, and she's not doing anything about it because out of fear that he's going to start shooting again, and she doesn't tell anybody else. I don't get that at all. Even when they're chasing after him, she doesn't tell anyone. It's just Jon Stewart or her.
Can we talk about the chase? The chase is ridiculous.
Wait, Matt, you haven't got to say anything for a little while. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, like, as soon as like a cop realizes, oh fuck, there's still a threat here, like instantly she should have been on it. But no, it's
well, there's ways that she could do it very subtly, like, oh, we need to separate everybody into like, processing, like, you don't necessarily single out the person. Like, you don't walk up to him and be like, hey, you're suspicious.
If you think
that also just
person
has
a
go,
weapon,
hey, can we move this group over here? We need to do some processing.
If you think that person has a weapon, instant call out. Like, you have to make sure that people are fucking safe. Like, this is retarded.
And this is 2016. They have radio equipment. They can like let each other know.
And also, I know that she doesn't like Hal, but like she could literally, if she's worried about saving lives, she could just have Hal restrain him. So
exactly. Exactly.
The one thing I really hated is this whole jurisdictional thing.
It was silly.
That's stupid.
It's a stupid cop out because it's quite literally a cop out. But they're just like, oh, your jurisdiction only applies to XYZ.
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrials. It's like, okay. That guy is an alien. How do you know? Because I fucking hunt aliens. That's all you need to know.
Yes,
and then he was right.
This is the problem with like having Hal Jordan and just be an open celebrity. If he was just like some guy like inserting himself, like if he still had his secret identity, her reaction would be way more understandable. But like. As he is now, like as a well-known celebrity, as a well-known superhero, she's just getting in his way for no reason. I just don't get it. Like then there's like the bar scene.
Well, you skipped the chase. You skipped the chase.
Oh yeah.
And you skipped the court scene
go ahead.
Well, I just thought it was ridiculous because you have an alien, right, which is not of this world, so the physiology is going to be completely different. And then you have Aaron Pierre. I know the guy is a vegan, but he's built like a brick shit house and he's 6'3". And then you have this Stumpy. She's 50, by the way. Her name's Kelly McDonald. She's 50 and 5'2". There is no world where this woman is showing up mere seconds like behind these guys. And she's pretty much like, she's not running with them, but she's just a few steps behind to the point when he knocks him down, there she is right there to arrest him. I'm like, there's no shot in hell this happens.
She has a speed force.
Yeah.
It was also, I mean, Hal could just put a bubble around him, lift him up. And,
that's what he should have done. And but they're like, oh, jurisdiction.
There you go.
Yes.
But he has to reserve his power. His lantern battery needs to be reserved to make.
Why does he have his
bottle openers and shit? You need bottle openers.
Good money, fake money,
fake money
for jukeboxes to get
cigarettes
into fights with.
Yeah, he didn't address why he didn't have his lantern on him. Like that was kind of
why he didn't have his lantern battery on him.
Yeah.
I hope they address that at some point because that's actually something they keep in like a hammer space almost.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really need to. He can summon that as long as he has some power left in his ring. He can summon it to charge. It's the only time you need to physically go retrieve it is if you completely run out of power.
Yeah, that's a great point with the like him squandering the ring's power on bullshit like the jukebox, and Hal Jordan is just really stupid in the show, and the show points it out. But just like it's beyond like even if they point out, it's like beyond believability because out of anything you could do, starting a bar fight is how you get attention. You're trying to argue your case to find out more.
Yeah, it's like
I don't get that rationale at all.
Could literally just go to the prison, pull the entire, that's not prison, it's just a jail cell at the sheriff's office. But you just go pull the entire jail cell out, take it with you, question the guy. If he's not an alien, bring him back, and then just leave. And what are they going to do? How are they going to arrest you? You're not nowhere anywhere close.
Yeah, and if you're just like doing stupid shit like why like this, why even start a bar fight in the first place? Just go into the courtroom and demand to be given instructions on how to do the process. Like I really don't understand why his plan was. It's still baffling to me.
Well, can I ask you guys a question real quick? Since you're more Green Lantern fans than I am, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So I know that when Stewart was introduced, he was like the protege to Hal Jordan. But if I'm not mistaken, the Guardians had to temporarily give him possession of the ring in order for him to use it. So it's never been in the comics.
Back then there was only one ring per sector.
Okay, so there's never been an instance where Hal's been like, "Hey, I want to go take a piss. Here, you take my ring and like hang out with it."
That's never, that I recall.
So So there were always substitute lanterns, like before.
Guy Gardner was one of them.
Yeah, Guy Gardner was before John Stewart, and John Stewart was introduced after Guy Gardner got a head injury, and that's how he became who he is today. By the way, he became like an asshole because of a head injury. Not joking. And so, John Stewart is actually the fourth, third on that specific Earth. Counting out Alan Scott.
I don't count Alan Scott because
that's Earth 2.
They've also even in Earth 1 they've retconned him into a different hero. He's not of the Green Lantern.
Yeah, so third. Let's just say third, and then he became the substitute Green Lantern, and he was in a couple issues, but then just kind of became a forethought because he wasn't really popular with the general public because he was more of a stereotype than an actual character at the time. Other writers gave him more depth as time went along.
It was really Justice League cartoon that did it. That was the thing that really revived John Stewart because it gave them the ability to redo him for a new audience,
and it worked.
And then eventually, they almost completely. If you look at because in the 90s he was actually a different hero. I don't remember his name all of a sudden. But
Dark Star.
Was he one of the Dark Stars? I'm trying to remember. Guy became like that. Yeah, he was Warrior. He had his hybrid DNA became a thing. I'm trying to remember. I haven't read it in so long at this point. But when they brought him back, they really emphasized him as like an architect of constructs and stuff, and really like started to build on his career choices rather than just being a former military guy who was kind of a douche.
Yeah, and the Guardians, like, they handpicked him and told Hal Jordan to stop being racist for downing him. That's not joke. That's not a joke.
I know.
Yeah,
I know it's serious. Just I forget comics are like that sometimes.
Well,
that's how out of character
it's not. Yeah, it's also not. It's one of those things. A lot of people don't realize. A lot of this shit's been going on for a while. It's just now it's easy. It's more prevalent in the terms of like the visuals because it's easier to find stuff. But that kind of stuff has been happening forever.
I was also bringing that up the other day. Is that like the whole like kind of the Green Lantern characters were kind of the punching bags of a lot of comic writers because they're always kind of the more conservative heroes, and a lot of the writers are a bit more liberal to say the least. So it's like they've kind of been the punching bags for decades now for a lot of writers.
Yeah. And just to like I see someone in chat defending the show real quick, but just
it's fine. I'm not kicking. I won't kick people for defending it.
Yeah. I don't mean like kick them, but just like to address, like to clarify, we're only addressing things in this episode that don't make sense and aren't going to be fixed or addressed later on.
I'll reiterate what I said earlier. The reason why I said it kind of sucks, and I didn't say Lanterns is absolutely terrible. I didn't say it's the worst thing ever, is because as of right now, it can recover.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same troll from last time, by the way. Just let you know.
It's fine, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Same retard.
Whatever. I'm just letting you know that's why it just kind of sucks, because there's a really recoverable thing here.
And there's also a couple stuff I did like. Like I did like the scene with Hal and the alien. I thought that was a fun scene that kind of felt like something Hal would do, the way he went about it. In the jail. So I don't know if you guys agree or not. I like that conversation.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
The scene where the interrogation. I actually did like that.
The interrogation scene is probably the best sequence in the entire, because it showed. So that's where I kind of disagree. So there are moments where he's kind of incompetent. Then people are saying he's completely incompetent through the whole episode. I don't agree with that. No. I think he's more checked out.
Yeah,
I think that's the term I would use. He's more checked out, but he's clearly, when he turns it on, it clearly still works.
Yeah, I like. We'll get to like the interrogation scene, but I did like how Hal uses his social intelligence to expose the alien. That's something he would do in the comics. Yeah,
the Barack Obama scandal thing. I mean, geeking the way he.
Well, he made sure to say Barack Hussein Obama.
Well, yeah, because that would be like somebody reading it from like a Wikipedia article would see the full name.
Yeah, he's like, there was
somebody who memorized
that presidency.
He sounded like AI. Yeah, he sounded like AI.
Yeah, but not only did he sound like AI, but it's like, I would assume that an alien that was learning people and stuff would, when they were researching them, would assume that the way that their name is written in something is the way that they go by their name all the time. Because there's a lot of celebrity or like presidents that it doesn't show you the middle name. So I could see that being a way that was really smart, in my opinion. That was it. Some people don't like it. I think it was like, some people didn't like it. I thought that was a pretty cool scene.
I like it. But what school did Harry Potter go to?
Yeah,
that was
everybody. Come on, man.
Well, it was like that might as well have been like they might as well have turned to the camera at that moment and been like, by the way, we have the rights to that, and there's going to be a show later.
But like before we get to that, like, what do you guys think about the car sex scene? Because that's even people who are saying that. Even like now that we talked about the best scene, how about the worst scene?
I don't know if it's the worst scene. It's definitely the most awkward. It feels
pointless.
Scene.
Yeah.
It didn't even feel like a sex scene. It just felt as though she was on his lap jumping up and down.
Is the actor? So I have to ask this: is the actor who plays him actually gay?
No, he went out with that one ugly bitch. What's the name? Teyana Taylor. Yeah.
Now,
all right, whatever. I was asking this because I don't pay attention to like celebrity shit like that for the most part.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna actually do something with the
reason why I ask that is because I have never seen someone less enthusiastic to get laid in his life. He's just like,
well, he's 32 and she's 53.
Yeah, she's a grandma. Yeah.
Yes.
That's fine, but I mean, at some point you gotta kind of get into it, or else it's not gonna work at all.
Imagine if those roles were reversed, though. How outraged people would be that it was an older man sleeping with a younger woman.
Dirty, man. Like there's, oh my god, like it's clearly written for, I don't know, like older housewives, like they're trying to attract them like to watch the show, because it's like, what? There's no way he would have fucking banged that chick. There's just no way whatsoever. She just looks like a background character.
And it was like,
let me put it this way: if I looked like him. If I looked like him, no, I wouldn't. If I looked like myself, maybe. I don't know.
It was some cucking bullshit too, though. Like the husband knew.
Port to storm, but he doesn't. Yeah. The thing is, he can select the port if you look like him.
It feels very soap opera-ish, like Days in Our Lives type bullshit. It doesn't feel like it belongs in a superhero show. You're introducing like these characters you don't really give a fuck about, like the lawyer, like the dad, like the son, etc. And it's just like, I want to see aliens. I want to see like actually like people part of their supporting cast who are going to get attached to in later seasons.
Well,
not and like forgettable losers.
Now, do you think?
Sorry,
you can go. I was going to say it does feel like that, but also it's very annoying, like how every single other word, like they have to say fuck, like, and then it's coming
Yeah,
from
it's
me.
I know
very
it sounded like
edgy.
one of my
Sometimes-
scripts. It was really weird.
But yeah, it's like,
Try hard.
okay, we get it. This is HBO. You're allowed to say fuck. This is a
No,
comic
you're saying
book.
it wrong.
I get it.
It's not. It's HBO. It's fucking HBO, motherfucker.
They're trying to make it like edgy and shit, and it like
It's trying
just
to like
be edgy.
Sopranos it
It's
up.
lame.
It's like
Yeah.
They're not doing it well.
So
Now,
one
do you
thing I
guys
did-
think they'll?
Well, hold on. Just hold that
Yeah.
thought, Iron Mandro. Before we move on from the weird sex scene, I at first, no joke, thought that was just a poorly lit version. Like I just thought it was the sheriff chick in bad lighting. Then when I saw them in a scene together, I was like, "There's some like Oedipus shit going on here." Like, you know, like the mother and the wife of the defense attorney. First of all, like I said, it's really weird because all like when they walked in, I was like, "Is that his brother that's making steaks?" And it was his dad. And it's like the dude's less than 10 years older than the actor, is less than 10 years older than the guy who's supposed to be his son.
Yeah, the grandma
mother's, like,
and the
7.
cop are 3 years apart.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. They
Yeah.
kind of have similar overall traits, you know. Like, and I was like, oh, maybe they're sisters. Then they did the grandma thing. I was like, no, that can't be.
And
Like, this is something's wrong here. I get that it's Nebraska, but it's a little.
What's that got to do with anything?
Just saying, some things happen in Nebraska
There's
cornfields that don't
cold,
happen
you know.
everywhere. It's like, you know.
but I guess are we in agreement that the grandpa is at least being set up to look like the villain initially?
I'll tell you this, Kino, he's a cuck. He knew what happened. He walked out of the car.
Line.
He talked about
it
eating
tastes
off another
good when it
man's
comes
grill.
off another man's grill, right?
Dude, what is up
it's
with James Gunn and doing this?
It's
Holy
worse.
shit.
James Gunn loves cuckery. That's what it is.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that.
Yeah.
He's a power cuck. He thinks he has like power over Jon Stewart now.
Yeah,
John
it's
Cena.
bizarre.
God.
Now, do you
Yeah,
think
but,
they're actually going to do anything with all this melodrama relationships between? Because it's been 10 years since that. I'm like, do you think that's actually going to play an important part in the season? Do you think that was just to like try and like make people think there's more going on here?
I have
I'm
a
getting-
feeling. Well, it has to be brought up again. It has to. Like, you can't be that bad of a writer to not bring it up ever again.
To be honest with you, like I'm getting a lot of Peacemaker season 1 vibes where they introduce a lot of characters, supporting cast, only to have them all killed off by the end of the first season. Kino Flex, a writer's poorly disguised fetish meme.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. I was actually thinking
It's
of
not
that.
it's not even poorly disguised. It's like on display at this point.
Yeah,
there
it's
might
like a
as well be a
giant flashlight
neon
on it.
sign that says it. It's
It's a
it
black
is
light on
we're so I don't even know where the hell we were. I just feel like we
So like the evil
got
grandpa.
sidetracked with evil grandpa. Yeah.
So
that was-
he's like he loves he's a big fan of Hal Jordan because he's keeping them illegal aliens off of planet Earth. And it's just like, okay, I see what the commentary
White
I
nationalists, that's what I got.
I see what the message is, Lindelof. Very subtle.
they don't look like us, so we gotta get rid of them.
Hell yeah.
Anyone's gotta do that. Yeah.
But yeah, then I guess we get it. Oh wait, no. There's like
I
briefly
should just
Jon
make Kino
Stewart.
Flex the host. Hold on. He's doing a
sorry.
better job than me right now. There you go.
Oh, thank you. But
It's because you have the notes in front of you, don't you?
oh no, I'm kind of just going off of my head, like my memory.
Oh, okay.
But there's also
Figure.
Jon Stewart and the little kid. Do you think anything's gonna come from that?
Football. Oh, you got to stop aiming. Yeah. Well, they talk.
Just
later on.
imagine.
When
He's
when
going
they
to
go
shoot
back-
Jon Stewart an apple off his head later. That's why I think
He's
that's
gonna
what
throw a
when he
football
goes
and
back-
knock an apple off of his head.
I thought
he was about to tell.
I thought it
the
was so
kid.
funny.
Yeah, he was about-
Are you afraid? And he's gonna whip the ball like
He was about to tell the
fucking
kid, "Oh, my
perfect
dad used to
spiral like."
shoot-" He was about to
Hit
tell the
it's gonna hit
dad.
a watermelon and it's gonna be really racist.
Yeah,
I
when he
meant-
goes back 10 years later, he talks about the cop. He talks about how he's All-State or something
State,
now.
yeah, all
So-
state
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
Which means
But yeah,
he's probably a senior. I don't know. They didn't say exactly how old he was, but I'm guessing he was probably
It's like
around,
10 years later, so
Well, I'm saying
So
how old he
junior or
was
senior.
in the 26. He's either junior or senior. at this
he might
point,
be.
it's hard
He he might be 8 years old, but like Iron Man, I did think it was like really funny how like Jon Stewart's about to go into how his dad shot apples off of his head, and then he just tells him to
fuck
off
that,
and goes,
Grandma.
like, Grandma, I did it.
Yeah, that would have been
Like,
really
he's
awkward
about to
if it was
trauma
Apple's
dump on
random
this
kid.
8-year-old kid, and the kid
What'd
just
I
doesn't
say?
give 2 fucks.
Oh yeah. He was also going, "What I say? What I say?" over and over again.
He's about to, it's like he's really just looking for a therapist. He just can't find one, so he's talking to a kid.
He doesn't
He's
have
like,
any
I used
friends.
to get these. I used to get these apples shot off my. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. That was my last shot at a normal life.
Yeah,
right there.
this is like my biggest this is like my biggest complaint of Jon Stewart as a character. He feels so dry. Like, what is there
He
to
does.
latch onto?
He is,
at least
he is
with-
to be fair, the driest of the 4 main Green Lanterns, but they overdid it in this show.
Yeah, he almost feels like very like he never got a template stage of like a character design.
Yeah,
Stoic doesn't mean personality-less. That's like
Yeah,
I think
in-
I forgot.
in the Justice League cartoon, like he's dry, but he has wit. He has a lot of. He's very attentive. He has like a lot to like offer in conversations.
His relationship with Flash in that show is how they should have did it with Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan this show, because Hal Jordan has kind of a similar personality to Wally West in a lot of ways, and like they could have had that same kind of combo in this show, but I guess we're not doing that now potentially.
So there is a way you could play off that dry style as long as you're still doing like I'm not sure if the actor's not connecting with some of the lines. Maybe they'd be funnier if delivered a different way. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him a little bit more time. I always say 3 episodes. That's why I usually make my video at the 3 episode mark, because that's where I feel like if you haven't convinced me by now, it's too late.
Yeah, but would you at least say that the duo dynamic isn't as strong as season 1 True Detective with Marty?
I don't think
and
I
Russ?
think that there's definitely they're not clicking very well yet.
Yeah, like
maybe they will later. They're definitely not clicking yet.
Yeah,
and, but it could be by design. I want to give at least a glimmer of a possibility things get better here, that maybe that's by design. And but yeah, that the who said it before, that being stoic doesn't mean, was that you, Iron Mandrill?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, being a great example is Obi-Wan Kenobi, specifically the episode 4
New
version,
Hope. Yeah.
A New Hope version. He doesn't show wide range of emotion, like in terms of like being like excited, happy, laughing. This, like, he doesn't do that, but he does move in this small range, and the lines that he portrays they're funny at times. They're when he delivers certain, and you could do that, and that's kind of what Jon Stewart was in the Justice League cartoon. He was always the straight man on a lot of moments. Yeah, it was the like Flash or in some instances, like usually it was Flash who would say something ridiculous, and then he would be the one who would be like, that's a horrible idea. It was either him or Batman. It was like, that's why they didn't play off.
Hawkgirl was kind of like a flirtatious kind of version of that.
Yeah, and like
that's why Batman and Jon Stewart in the in the Justice League cartoon didn't play off of each other too well, because they played the same role almost.
Correct.
Pretty much,
yes.
Yeah. Like, and this is like why I brought up like the Rusty and Marty relationship, because Marty served like the role, like they're both like different kinds of stoic characters, but they could work because their personalities were still so different. Like Marty is like the everyday like average cop guy, and like he has his own problems, like he has like temper issues, but Russ, like he's like he lost his family, he's very nihilistic, and his view of humanity is just very bleak, and you get great interaction from that. And like I don't like Hal Jordan's characterization so far, but he's still entertaining to see. But with Jon Stewart, it's just like it's his show, like it's a Jon Stewart show, but we're just not getting a whole lot from him at this point. And the show, an episode that's really supposed to hook you.
I want to see with the episode 2. We already kind of knew going into it like what was going to happen, because there was a bunch of leaks. I think had those leaks maybe not happened, it would have been a bit more shocking. Might not, still people would have been pissed, but it would have been a little more shocking. I just think everybody was like, it came at the end and he was dead, and we were all just like, Well, there it was. We heard about it.
Yeah.
So it may have been that they really downplayed him as the main character to try and make that shocking at the end, and it didn't work. So maybe
A bait and
episode 2.
switch.
Yeah, bait and switch almost.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. They're master bait and switchers. And they so there might be in the second episode he might open up as his acting range might open up a little bit, and he won't be as baseline.
Yeah,
well, I hope so. I mean, Howell's the only
I can only
reason
you have to hope, because
during this
if that's all he's going to give the whole show, it's going to be the least memorable performance I've seen in years.
Kyle Chandler is basically carrying the show so far. It's only been one episode, but like it's like his charisma has been the only thing keeping me like half awake. It's like it's kind of boring so far.
Yeah,
Which is funny. I think Kyle Chandler, if they would have let him be, do you remember in Wolf of Wall Street when they go on the boat and Kyle Chandler's like laughing and pointing and like, I'm gonna take this boat. If they would have let him be that person, I think that would have been more Hal Jordan.
Okay, I can see where you're going.
Like, think about that for a second. Think about if you can remember that sequence and how he did that whole like kind of sarcastic douchebaggy way of interacting with fuck it, I can't remember his name all of a sudden. What the hell is the character?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio's. I'm trying to remember the character's name. Jordan,
yeah,
whatever.
It's Jordan Belfont, right?
That's it. Yeah, Belfont, whatever. He like you think about the interactions he had with him. I think that if they would have let him do it more that style, that would have played off better. A little bit more fun.
He didn't flirt really with anyone in this episode, which surprised me because Hal was always very flirtatious. I thought he would have flirted more.
Oh, he did. He talked about when he was getting the tacos and the mom. I think it was the kid's mom was talking about his costume.
Or yeah, why do you only wear it on special occasions?
Yeah, that was kind of like in passing some flirting, I guess.
Yeah, but I expected more from Hal because Hal's kind of like
this is
has that
older
reputation.
Hal. I think that's the thing. Is older Hal. Hal. It's like younger Hal would probably have done that.
That's one thing. It's just another questionable decision, right? Because again, as we've said before, with the Green Lantern mantle, you can have a perfectly fine buddy cop show of strong personalities without replacing one over the other. But they just doubled down on replacing Hal Jordan.
They could have easily done that. This was when, obviously, since they're already kind of changing things anyway, they could have made it that this is when the Guardians decided every sector was going to have 2 Green Lanterns.
Now, do you think Guy has a bigger role in the show than initially was reported? Because that would be an interesting choice.
I don't know. Nathan Fillion's kind of one of those guys who just seems to want to do everything. So probably he just seems like he just wants to be involved with whatever he wants. Like people say, "Hey, Nathan, you want to do this?" And he just wants to do it. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's in more of it than
because I think that would salvage the show a little bit if you at least do the buddy comedy with those two. Because
the thing is, I always thought he would have been a great Hal Jordan. Like he played the voice. I think the problem is he's a little too old now. I think if it would have been him in like his 40s. I think he would have been the perfect Hal Jordan.
But they're doing an older Hal anyway, so.
Well, yeah, I guess now if they were doing the older Hal, but he's Guy Gardner already. So
I liked how they did it in the animated like universe, Justice League universe, where technically there's 2 Green Lanterns. There's Kyle Rayner Green Lantern and John Stewart Green Lantern, but only Kyle is only John Stewart is set on Earth, and Kyle's just like stuck with. Yeah, he's stuck in space. He's stationed in space. I think that would have been
originally no. That was if you're thinking the Justice League cartoon, that was actually, if I recall correctly, I might be wrong here, but if it was Hal Jordan and something happened to the timeline and he switched into Kyle Rayner.
Oh no, there's there's an episode with Amazo where they were fighting Amazo and we see Kyle Rayner. And
there was definitely one where he like switched though, like they
that was
I know what you're talking
time
about.
Travel episode.
Yeah,
that was like
all of a sudden he was Kyle Rayner and they were like, "Who the hell are you?" Like
that was a cool cameo appearance during like the Chronos Part 2 episode. Yeah, I remember that.
But Kyle Rayner was a Superman animated show, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Kyle Rayner in the Superman animated show?
Yes, he was.
I never really watched the Superman animated show. I watched Batman. I watched Justice League.
He was.
I watched a few episodes here and there of Superman.
Yeah, he was in there and he fought Sinestro, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but I guess now we can talk about the interrogation. bringing up Sheriff Bitch again, like I still understand what her reasoning was to like doubt Hal Jordan that this guy
I think
was an
she's
alien, especially
I
when
think she just wanted to prove that she knew her town better than him. That's kind of what the gist I got.
Yeah, well, she doesn't. Like, and she kind of shows
I
it
know
by,
that's the funny
like,
part.
she could have very easily have questioned him and reached that same conclusion, but she just didn't. Like, I don't understand how she couldn't have realized there's something wrong with him or off about him when she questioned him
She's
herself.
not that good at her job, I guess.
I just don't know why she's standing up against him anyway. Like, I'm sorry, this is a like superpowered human being that flies from planet to planet. Why would you not want his help? Like, I just don't get it.
Like it's not even like it's not even framed in a way of, oh yeah, she's trying to keep a secret, she's in on it. No, like she's just like a super arrogant, super unlikable.
She's challenging his authority, and it's like, hello, really? No.
Yeah, I just don't understand the direction like at all for this episode.
Well, it's the thing with the whole town too. Like, even when he goes to court and he's talking to this judge,
the judge is a bitch too.
And the judge was sitting there like, well, what's your jurisdiction? What agency do you belong to? Like, lady, I'm sorry. He's the protector of the fucking planet you're on. Like, could you, like, I understand.
And the worst part is that it's at this point, it's already now, he's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
20
years. And 10 of them he's been known. It's not like these are questions that would have made sense if he wasn't publicly known. If he was, let's even take out the whole like announcement in the beginning. I'm Hal Jordan. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm the first guy. No fear, all that shit. Just the taco stand scene alone makes it make no sense.
Yeah.
That like he's clearly, it's known what he does.
And I get the cliche, right? Like, it's like the superheroes are not above the law, right? Like, Batman has had run-ins with the police and getting in trouble. Superman had run-ins with the courts and got in trouble. But in each of those instances, they were respected because of their roles and their abilities. This judge is literally talking down to a lantern like he's nothing. It's like, are you serious?
It's quite
he gave him
$100,000
fine.
This would be like basically what happened there. He was. The closest thing to a real world equivalency would be him, like an FBI or a DEA or some federal agency showing up, being like, guess what? We're in charge now. And the local police being like, no, you're not. Bye, leave. And then the FBI disappearing and being like, okay, fine. Like, that never happens.
Yeah, it just comes across as like a supervillain is attacking like a city, and like a superhero shows up to the police and says, how can I help, officer? And they just say, sir, this is official police business, stand aside. Like, that's just the energy it gives off to me.
Yeah. It's like there's a monster attacking the city. It's like, the police is handling this.
Yes, their 9mm will do it. But the I mean, is there anything else? Because I don't want to spend just the entire show talking about this. I do want to at least touch on these other topics a little bit. So is there any like final things you want to touch on? Because we'll probably be talking about this next week and the following week and the following week. Yeah. We'll be harkening back to the first episode.
Yeah, I'll try to show up to each of those.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to see about trying to do one each week. We might have to skip one here or there, whatever. But
or maybe,
I'll say my end statement briefly. I just thought it was unceremonious. Like, we went from Hal Jordan actually proving the sheriff wrong. The guy really was an alien. You know, he tried to Allah Akbar the police station, and then we flash forward. We flash forward to 10 years later. Oh, and he's dead. He's just sitting there with a gunshot wound in his head. Credits.
George is here. I mean, we've been talking about it for almost an hour and a half, George. You missed it. Just rewind. We talked about it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm still gonna watch the rest of the season. There was a couple things I think were promising. I would give the first episode a 4.5 out of 10, because if it wasn't a Green Lantern property, I probably would have dipped already, because the hooks weren't there in my opinion. It was very boring, and like I said, Kyle Chandler's performance was, I think, the sole redeeming factor. And the interrogation scene, that was a good scene. But one good scene and one good actor is not enough, I don't think.
And like I said to you earlier, I was like, Kyle Chandler, like he's almost hamming it up to the point where like it's almost not a necessity. Everyone else is so dead. I need to have all of the emotions.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a superhero. It's a story. Where's the personality?
Exactly. It's everyone was
Yeah.
so flat. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so again, like everyone else on the panel, I'm still going to watch it, but normally I would drop this because I'm just not. This doesn't like as a pilot, it did it as a pilot, it didn't impress me, and frankly, I feel as though I can predict. I have like a strong prediction regarding like where the show's going to head. I think they're going to introduce the Manhunters. They're going to fight them,
Probably.
and then like that. Then there will be this reveal of the aliens being a threat, and like Jon Stewart's going to step up and save the day.
Well,
Probably.
like
we
with
talked about this briefly I
pro-immigration
think, 2
message.
weeks ago, where the trailer almost looked like the final trailer almost looked as though the writers didn't realize that the Manhunters and Martian Manhunter weren't the same thing. They show something transforming, like mutating. Well, sorry, not mutating. Metamorphosizing, whatever the hell term you want to use, but that's not what the Manhunters do. That's what Martian Manhunter does. But hey, he's not a Manhunter. The Manhunters are robots that are powered.
Well,
androids, whatever.
They have to make everything cheap, you see. So they have to pretend to be humans and then transform into Manhunters very briefly until they get destroyed instantly.
Yeah, it's a pretty big cliche in these TV shows that they're always taking the human forms to save budget.
Shape shifting, that works too. What happened? They do say it. They just say it in the most condescending way possible.
Yeah, the aliens mocking him.
Yeah, it's like that's the first time we get it. That's pretty lame. But
but I guess to just close off my thoughts real quick is that as a Green Lantern fan, even though if they reference the comics or reference they try to be characters from the comics, I don't. It doesn't resonate with me because these aren't the same at all. It just feels as though like they're like pathetic copies. This should have been an animated show. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Like I think making this a live action show was a mistake.
Like I said, I think they could have got away with it being live action, and I would even be kind of okay with them doing cheaper looking effects to keep the budget down for it being 8 episodes, as long as it was well done, like well written, and it was exploring other worlds. And that's my biggest problem is it just looks like a Taylor Sheridan show. That's my biggest problem. This is Green Lantern Stone. That's all it is. There's no. That's what it. I just want to read this one from RTNZ for 10 New Zealand dollars. Lantern is gritty, down to earth, buddy cop drama. Only problem is that Green Lantern is colorful, cosmic adventure comic. Unironically, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern film was a far better representation of Green Lantern is about.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong. Yeah.
Perhaps what? That's the thing. I always said that the biggest problem with the Ryan Reynolds film was their choice of villain. That was really what fucked it up because they used, what the fuck? I can't remember his name all of a sudden. But they didn't go the right direction. And,
I like
the actor just screamed and ran in a circle.
Yeah, there were parts of it I liked, like his relationship with Kilowog in that movie is actually kind of strong. But one last thing before we move on to the next topic, I did like the pun of the title of the episode, Pilot, because Hal Jordan's a pilot. That did make me spark. So I like cheesy puns like that.
Matt's not here, so I guess we'll just move on.
So
I'll let you guys choose.
I'm here.
Okay. You were. Do you have any final thoughts?
I do think that it is a little too early to judge it. I think that people they're very they're shitting on everything. They're shitting on everything. Well, I mean, that could end up being the case. So I'm not ruling that out, but I don't think that we just have enough to determine that just yet.
How about this, Matt? What would it have to do to impress you or to reel you back in?
To make me like it or to commit to hating it.
I guess either or.
I don't know. I don't think that this is the right approach. So I don't think that no matter, even if the show ends up being okay, I'm not going to fully get behind it because I just don't think this is the right approach for Green Lantern. And I do think that there just are people I understand why they feel this way, because A, Damon Lindelof fucking sucks, and B, like we've just been burnt on like these like grounded, gritty interpretations for so long that, all right, we got another one on our hands. But all I'm saying is just to be practical right now. Like it is just the first episode, so we just don't know yet. And that's not me defending the show. I'm just simply being pragmatic about it, I guess. Next episode, yeah, like if things just kind of keep going the way they're going, I will fully commit that this fucking sucks. I wouldn't say that like this is horrible yet. It's just it was boring. Like there was just nothing. I don't care about, like, this is the first episode. Nothing grabs me to want to keep watching. I know the cliffhanger was Hal Jordan dies, so that's what they're like, oh my god, what happened? Ugh. I don't care though. I don't care. I see that and I'm like, okay, cool. Modern deconstruction shit. Yay.
It would have been better to if they killed him off in a second season premiere. I think that's what.
Well, it also just depends. It also just depends on. This is also why I'm saying like just kind of wait, because the way the show is being told is through the different time frames, the different, you know what I mean? So we are obviously going to see more of Hal Jordan. There's going to be a lot more of that. There's a lot more to it. So I don't know. I guess what it is like I'm tired of people on our side, quote unquote, being like, oh my god, the Odyssey's gonna fucking bomb. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Like let's fucking calm down. You know what I mean? Like let's not give.
Oh, don't talk about the George the Giant Slayer out in the chat. He's gonna demand it. Talking about the Odyssey, he's going to demand a link pretty soon.
I mean, Christopher Nolan has a good track record financially, at least the box office. I always thought that was
besides Tenet.
That's a good point.
Well,
That's a good
But
point.
Tenet actually has an
Tenet
excuse.
came out while
COVID.
COVID was at its height.
Yeah.
It was like,
It made
can't
more
think of
money
it.
than any other movie at the time, you could say, like in theaters.
I just can't think of anything that Damon Lindelof has done that I like. So
I like to
whatever he
think that
touched turns to shit.
anytime the Odyssey is mentioned, George just shows up. He's like, "What's up?" It's like a call from a distance. He's just,
Da-da-da-da-da.
The George signal.
I mean, so for my final thoughts, you guys pretty much summed up everything I was going to say. It definitely. I tend to agree with Matt. I don't like to judge everything on the first episode of something because it didn't do its job. That's for sure. They needed to definitely. This is why I think the space stuff would have worked. Even if they only if they only had one space scene, I think it would have.
I think they're going to do that though.
If they do, the problem is if there should have at least been one here to kind of show at least a bigger world.
Just in terms of like first episode, you mean?
Yeah, just to show like, hey, we're gonna do this stuff. It's like we're not just gonna be in this nameless town in the middle of this, cornfield. It's because it's a very boring setting. I've never really gotten much into shows like Yellowstone and stuff, but like I know that the actual setting itself isn't the thing that really draws those people into those shows. It's the interactions and like that stuff. So
The lifestyles,
the lifestyles. It's not the actual like farm itself that brings people in. And that's kind of, it's just not it's not compelling. Also, the fact that the town seems like it has like 12 people in it, and that's
Well, they make a joke that everyone's related, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, they're like, oh, everybody was at the football game. It's like, and then you look at, and some people fled, but a lot of people stayed. And it's like, okay, there's like 22 people here. And this is the state championship.
That's half the town's population.
Half the town's population is here. It's
and I know that you guys already alluded to this, but this is sort of the Jon Stewart show, which is annoying. But the guy, and I actually like the guy that plays him. He was in that movie, that Netflix film, Rebel Ridge, which is like
Aaron
a total
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon.
Was it called Rebel Ridge or Rebel Bridge? I can't remember, but like he's really good in that movie. I didn't like it because it's like total like lefty propaganda, but like he's good in it though. And I do think that like he's got some potential. Just the way that they're going about his character and his relationship with Hal Jordan, he's just a boring dude. And there's just really nothing to him, nothing complex about him. And yeah, of course, it can get more interesting as it goes along. But them setting up his dad shooting the apple off of his head, like all that stuff just sucks. It's just stupid.
Seems so stupid.
So I guess we don't have enough time to do all of these topics, I don't think, because I also didn't even write in there that the new Doomsday trailer, so I guess that one will just get thrown out. So who said that they wanted to talk about Hayden Panettiere's death?
That was me.
Toller, if you want to say your piece on that, go ahead.
Well, no, like it was just it was shocking, and it hit really close to home. So I'm a big horror guy. Horror is my favorite genre, and Hayden Panettiere played Kirby in Scream 4 in one of the last films that actually the last Scream film that Wes Craven directed. He directly wrote her character as a to honor the fans out in the audience who were big horror fans and did trivia and stuff like that. And so, I'm 36. I'm the same age that she was. And, growing up watching her and stuff like Remember the Titans, excuse me, sorry, in Heroes. And so, yeah, it just, it really hit close to home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they didn't release why it happened. We all can kind of guess considering her mental health struggles and what she faced growing up in the industry. But yeah, I just wanted to say, rest in peace to Hayden Panettiere. And, I was a big fan. And as Kirby would say, I could trivia your ass under the seat there, Cinema Boy. So, yeah.
Yeah, she was also in Until Dawn. That's another.
Mm-hmm.
I know like some of those games get like shit on by people.
The first one was the best, which is the one she was in.
Yeah, Until Dawn. Then there was the Corey was okay. It was pretty much the same thing again. And then there was the rest of them were just kind of like really cliche movies. They're fun and they're fun in the sense that like if you don't take them seriously, just look at how ridiculous the concepts are. But I remember when I played Until Dawn, and I'm still pissed off this day because I made like one wrong turn and I made one wrong decision that ruined a perfect run of my first go. Was like I opened up I hear the voice of the girl who I know is not down there because I've just played the character, and I open it up and the one character gets eaten, and I'm like, I knew that was a trap. I just don't know why I clicked on that situation. I don't know.
Yeah, Hayden's death was really surreal too, because I know you've got a lot of autographs and stuff for comic books. I know that's your thing, Dark Hour. Horror's mine. My entire studio is lined with just about every horror icon that you can think of, from Nick Castle, Michael Myers, all the way up to Pinhead, Doug Bradley. I actually had the opportunity to meet Hayden Panettiere at Steel City Con in 2024, and I was traveling. And now that happens, I was like, Kirby is my favorite character in a horror film that's not a killer. And so I'm not, ever since I heard the news, I've been knocking myself that I didn't get to meet her.
It's that's like me with Kevin Conroy. I never took the opportunity to meet him, and then now I can't. It's like, but there are some that I was able to. Like I was actually talking to RTNZ earlier. I sent him a picture of me with Peter David, one of my all-time favorite writers, and I met him literally like 2 months before he had the stroke that would inevitably be his fatal one. So to this day, I'm like, man, luckily I went to that con,
Yeah, I'm actually looking back at her body of work, and I'm only now realizing how much of an impact she had on my childhood.
Yeah, dude.
'Cause she played Dot in Bug's Life, like one of the first ever Disney Disney Pixar movies. That was I was such a little kid when I saw that, and she played Kairi in Kingdom Hearts. Like she is going to be remembered fondly for her work, her body of work.
That's the exact scene when you're in the mines and there's like a trap door, and you hear the voice of one of the other characters, but that character is in the other building, like miles away, and I knew the character wasn't in that fucking trap door, but I was like, what's that about? And then I died, and then that character died. That was the only one that died in my run. I was like, damn it. It's like I could have had a perfect movie.
And I know for a lot of us too, especially in the industry, and you're like, celebrity dies or something like that, and a lot of people overblow it, like, oh my God, they were a saint, this, that, and the other. I typically don't buy into stuff like that. This one hit close to home. Hayden is the same age as I am, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you grow up with someone like Kino said, and then this happens, it kind of puts things into perspective,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't really, obviously I watched Heroes, didn't follow her career much outside of that. So you're talking, I didn't really follow much of the last 15 some odd years. But yeah, it always sucks when someone, you know, because she was never really attached to anything negative. You know, so like it just sucks when you hear about someone. I don't think they've released the cause of death yet. I know that there's some weird kind of speculation going on.
Well, we were talking about George's comment. I mean, she released her memoir a couple of months ago, and she struggled with postpartum. She struggled with obviously being a child growing up in the industry. She checked her, so she actually had her baby, and I think a month later she checked herself into rehab. So she's had a lot of mental stuff going on. So I'm not going to say anything, but we can all kind of conclude what it may have been. But I think we should respect it till they actually release everything. So.
Yeah, I will say that the industry she was a part of very they dropped the ball on her hard. Like, do you guys remember the 2015 like Neutrogena scandal where she was like the face of it for a time, and they dropped her because she was talking publicly about her depression?
Yep.
Nah, yes. I don't remember that.
I do. Yes, sir.
Career like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just terrible. Like that's just horrible.
Yeah, it's. Slightly, I guess, more positive, maybe. I'm sure you guys heard about a lot of the X-Men castings.
I thought most of them were okay until we got to until we got to Inde Navarrete, because that's just 100%. It's the same reasoning with the RDJ casting for Doomsday. It's just
a shock cast. It's like a what the hell's the term they use? It's like It's like a Hail Mary of a casting.
Yeah.
And I love her. You can go on my channel. I didn't buy into the obsession hype. I didn't hop on the hype train. I was there the Thursday of pre-screening, the week it came out. So I went and saw it the day it was available in cinemas. I love her. I love her as an actress. She's an absolute smoke show. But Rogue is a white Southern belle from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
So
how the fuck is Navarrete going to pull that off?
I'm just pulling it up. Let me see. This is this is on Reddit. Hopefully it saves. Nope, it doesn't save as the right fucking. Of course, it wouldn't save as the right style. I hate that it has to be a JPEG. Is this one? Will this one save?
Yeah, there's just a converter pulled up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know shit about the guy who they picked for Cyclops. Maybe somebody can tell me.
His name is Kit Connor, I think. Okay. Yes. I don't remember what he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these are new up and coming actors, and I think that's the strategy. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And they're prioritizing talent, hopefully, to get more younger audiences back into the MCU. Hopefully that they'll stay a while, because they realize that they've been putting out the Young Avengers for way too long. So
the Young Avengers, that movie that's definitely gonna, or TV show that's definitely gonna happen for sure. It hasn't been shelved indefinitely.
Yeah.
I do like the Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. It's a little weird to me that they're starting with Mr. Sinister though.
I was hoping for Mag, but I like him as Mr. Sinister.
I like Mr. Sinister a lot as a villain. Don't get me wrong. I just think he generally to start with him is a little. But I guess we're so used to Magneto. Maybe it's just let's try something new.
Maybe they're going. Well, they don't introduce him as Mr. Sinister, so maybe he'll develop into that role. Hopefully he won't die in the movie, and then just like they actually grow his character in other movies. I know that's rare, but
yeah, it's just funny. Marvel's like, hey, HBO and Harry Potter fucked up not getting Adam Driver. We're not going to make the same mistake.
The one. So Samara Weaving, she's fine. I'm okay with her.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think
another horror veteran, buddy. Yes, sir.
I don't know shit about the chick who's playing Storm, but I mean, she looks the part.
I think I think Samara Weaving is way better casting than who they casted for her in First Class, personally.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh yeah. They barely did shit with her in First Class, so they didn't really need a great, So the one that I'm really just not feeling like at first glance is Christopher Abbott. That's like the one I'm really.
That's weird. It looks like they reached into the horror barrel, because you have Inde Navarrete from Obsession, you have Samara Weaving from Ready or Not, and then Chris Abbott just did Lee Whannell's Wolfman 2 years ago. So
I'm just looking up
for
this
it.
stuff right now, and let me
Yeah.
just get this off and put this.
I know a lot of people hated that Wolfman film. I'm a Lee Whannell fanatic. I liked it. Whatever,
Yeah.
shoot me.
I don't know. It's
It was
just
bad.
I'm just looking at him. No, I don't see a Professor X. I don't know. I'm not sure. He looks like he could play plenty of characters, just not Professor X to me.
He was good. He was good in Wolfman. He was good. I give him a shot.
Isn't he like married to?
He's good at playing
Aubrey
a beta
Plaza?
male.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's what that's about, dude. That movie's about toxic masculinity and being a beta male.
So, how do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be eventually casted for Magneto? Because I think the casting isn't going to line up with his.
It sucks
backstory
because
at
there's
all.
some really great people that could play Magneto, but they've already been in the MCU, like Mads Mikkelsen. But he would actually be a great Doctor. He's just a great villain.
I like
Him as
Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
They could revive that. He'd be a little older now, so it might.
They can't do that though,
I
because
think-
then he's the only one that's returning. But James.
They
McAvoy's
literally
not.
they're making someone who was the face of their heroes the villain for one of their movies. I mean,
I guess
what does it even matter anymore?
that's the most annoying thing about all this the new cast. It's like, so what about the First Class cast? Like that was just kind of pointless then.
Yeah.
They're just gone. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I guess
They should make Jack Black Magneto.
I think that I think they're
I can see it.
I think Disney might commit to a black actor.
You thought
Purely
Like
Wait,
the Gus
So this,
Fring
I
actor.
think. Hold on. I think this is where it is for me.
Yeah, that too.
He's
Yeah.
not old
Yeah.
enough. I think that's really even like take the look out. He's practically the same age as how old
He
is
is.
he?
Yeah.
I think Chris
He's
Abbott's
40.
like
The rest
40.
of them are like
Yeah.
late 20s, early 30s. Like, so he's only less. He'd be in high school while they were in elementary school. Like that's not
Yeah, that's
Professor
dumb.
X to
He's
me.
a
Like,
teacher.
yeah.
They're trying to set up a franchise. That's what they're trying to do. Somebody
Yeah.
that can do 3 or 4
So-
films. No.
I think they're going to greatly change Magneto's backstory from that of a
They have
Holocaust
to at
survivor.
this point.
Yeah.
You can't keep going to the well of Holocaust survivor and expect that because he'd be like 100.
Well, the thing
No,
is,
I'm not
he's
gonna
a
let that go,
mutant.
dude.
You could just have longevity, like as part of his mutant power.
Well,
Or
they-
set the,
I mean,
the film back in the 90s or something.
Well, I mean, in the way that they dealt with it, and you can only go to this well as well a couple of times in the comics. They had him de-aged, like he went through evolutionary de-aging and all this stuff, and
They did that for X-Men Evolution too. Yeah.
but I'm saying,
but you can only do that
Wolverine,
You can only really do that so many times, and it's like it starts
Wolverine
to go,
has multiple mutant powers. You can just give it to Magneto, where he also has longevity as one of his mutant powers. Like he is a mutant, he can have more than one
Yeah.
power set.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to completely rewrite the character, yeah, but then
Well, you have to do it
then
one way or the other. So
Yeah.
it's like you're rewriting
So-
the character.
Speaking of Wolverine, so what are they doing? Like, are they
Oh,
just
Hugh
gonna
Jackman's
replace
gonna
Laura
just
is
keep
gonna
playing.
replace
Till
him.
he's 90.
Laura, no.
90.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Laura is going to replace Logan. He's X-23 is going to be Wolverine, like in the comics. That's what.
well, okay, all right, but they
She
didn't.
brings a
announce-
couple of great points to the role. So
Mhm.
They didn't.
You know
They
what I
didn't.
mean?
They didn't announce her casting though. So
I
they've
think-
been dancing around that for a while now.
They might bring her up in like the sequel to Doomsday. I've seen.
do you mean like Daphne Keane will come back, or
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
she's gonna come back.
Yes.
Definitely.
what? But you can't have some people from the old universe like that's fucking dumb.
I'm
Just watch it.
I'm not saying this in support of it.
It
I'm
is
just telling
dumb.
you what I'm not saying in support of it. It is dumb, but it is what they're going to
Just
do.
smack the
because-
toys together, guys. Just smack
So
the toys
dumb, it's
together.
Again,
brilliant.
it's to say if they casted Indy Navarrete, they're going to cast her because she has nowhere else for her career to go.
Well, okay, sorry, but X-Men without Wolverine on screen is just not gonna happen. Like no
Well,
one's
here's
gonna,
the well. He
no one's
wasn't
gonna
one
give
of
a shit.
This is the MCU.
mean-
Of course, we're going to get Laura as Wolverine.
he wasn't. So it depends because it seems like they
I'm saying
wanna
on
go,
screen, people are
Yeah.
conditioned to like X-Men equals, Wolverine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and they'll have to make him the main character again. Because that's just
that
how-
was their the problem was just the popularity of Wolverine.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
really
And that-
really derailed anything you could possibly do with the X-Men.
And that's
for a long
still
time.
that still applies to today as well. So
I'm just concerned if we're getting Rogue, we already have that casting. I gotta know who the hell's going to play Gambit. I gotta know.
Channing
Channing Tatum, right?
Channing
Yeah, you got-
No, and the new, God damn it, no, the new one.
that's what I'm saying. I'm with you, Toller. Like that's dumb, but like they actually might do that because if you think about it, he was never really part of. They met him when in
Yeah, and they
He's
made a
much
joke
older
out
than-
of it
but
that
he's
he-
so much older than Inda Neverett, though.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I love Channing Tatum as Gambit. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, that was
he's
great.
he's
He
an
was
Alabama
good.
boy too, like
Yeah,
me, and yeah. But
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm
they
about
have to
make a
cast
name
someone
for
younger.
myself.
Yeah,
I'm
they have
about
to
make
get
a
someone
name
younger,
for myself. Yeah.
and they got to do him right. They can't screw it up this time around. We can't like.
What was the
wait
one
till
line
after-
he did where he was like, "I feel like I never even made it out of my dad's nutsack," or
No,
something.
I shot out of my dad's dick ring.
Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember. But he did such a good bad Cajun accent. It was great. It was
Oh,
like
it's great.
it was like it was purposely bad.
Who's your
Well, that
voice?
was
the best
of
part of
the
that
minions?
Well, that was the old joke that when they were trying to like get him ready for when they first cast him in the original, like, and they were gonna do it, that they couldn't get him to do the accent properly. That was like an old joke about it. So they just let him continue to be bad at it.
Yeah.
Rumor
It was the
is
funniest
Cavill
part of
as
the movie.
Magneto.
Actually,
Cavill's
okay.
rumored to be everything at this point.
That would
though.
be-
Here's the guy.
I
That
son
wanted
of
would
Aegon the
boys.
Conqueror.
That would be a
goddammit.
That would be a good. No, I actually like this casting because he's a good actor, but it's
Yeah.
also a
He
fuck
has
you to
the
DC.
gravitas to do it.
Cavill
It's also
would
the
be-
biggest fuck
Cavill
you
would
to
somehow
DC
get
ever.
kicked out for being like, he's supposed to be Jewish. They'd be like, now get out of here.
So he did a. So he would have played
Yeah.
Wolverine and Magneto in this universe. Interesting.
All right, and
Well, that was obviously just a tongue
The
in
cavalry.
I know,
The
but
cavalry was not
Dude,
really a
Deadpool
thing.
Deadpool and Wolverine did so much damage to things moving forward because it's just constant callbacks to what the hell happened in it.
Yeah.
yeah,
That movie's just a mess.
It's funny because
funny,
like,
but it's a
I actually
mess.
I don't hate the movie because I never took it seriously for a second. Not even like
Yeah,
like
it's a
from the
parody.
first minute I walked into that, I was like, I am not even. My brain is as off as possible while I'm watching this.
Yeah, it's a good mindless popcorn flick.
It really is. It's. I mean, I've watched it again a few times, and I don't really have any downturn in my enjoyment, just because I knew it was good, exactly what I was going into. And I guess the last thing, I mean, we could talk. We'll skip the Doomsday trailer. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll when that we have plenty of time for that. But
Yeah.
I just want to get everyone's thought. Like, what is the final number that Spider-Man is going to fucking make?
Jesus
It's
Christ,
getting-
this movie's doing a lot better than I expected. I thought.
What
it
is?
was
Let me see what it's
going-
at as of right now. Let me
I
see.
think it's like
Hold on.
Hit that the
2.2 is
first
what they
weekend.
reported this morning.
did you guys like Brand New Day?
I thought it was okay.
I didn't think it was a good film, but I didn't
Enjoyable,
hate it.
but a bad script.
The more
I
I,
thought
think
it was-
about it, the more I hate it.
I thought it was so. This might be a controversial take, but I think it's the worst Spider-Man live action film.
I don't know if it's the worst, but
Oh.
it's definitely not. So it's kind of falls into the same category as what I just said about Deadpool and Wolverine, where it's like a lot of this shit's nonsensical, and if you turn your brain off for it, it's like, okay, it's fun to watch the swinging and the punchy punches to the face, but that guy's definitely dead who just got hit by that car.
Yeah, the problem is Jean Grey, like how he
Well,
she
yeah,
feels as
exactly.
she very much feels as though it's
It's
mystery box
Wanda all over
storytelling.
again.
It feels as though it's mystery box storytelling, where in the first half, like it's a very evil villain that should get the piss being out of them, and then in the second half, like, oh, actually they're completely sympathetic, so you should switch up, and it's just like it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Exactly.
No,
she's the
yeah,
biggest.
Jean is the biggest
issue.
problem.
And there were so many
But-
other villains they could have chosen to replace instead of Jean Grey, like Mindworm. Like that's
Well,
an
they were gonna do
obscure-
Mr.
Chameleon,
Negative.
but then
Mr.
Chameleon
Negative.
was
Yeah,
included.
Mr. Negative, exactly. Yeah.
Chameleon, I did read that earlier that originally they were going to use Chameleon and they used him in Kraven the
Yeah.
Hunter, and they were like, fuck, we can't use Chameleon now. I can
Which that's
see
a
why
stupid
they.
logic.
Yeah.
How many people? No one watched Craven. No one watched Craven. 2 billion.
Yeah, they don't show, they don't show
people watch
Chameleon
this
until like the
movie.
very end, anyways. So who
Yeah,
cares?
it was
Yeah.
dumb. Yeah, nobody. The writers said he didn't kill anybody. Technically, that guy committed suicide.
Yeah, the amount of cope, especially with
unalived
the guy she's
himself.
doing
It
to the
wasn't.
taxi.
There's a lot of cope there.
Well, they could have
As
even made
of-
it a funny joke. They could have been like, "Oh, that guy was a child molester." Like that would have been funny. Like at least I would have found that funny.
He was on the list. He deserved
Look,
to die.
yeah, it's like everybody that she took over just happened to be on a list. They used to fly to a particular island.
Yeah, well, it's New York.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, everybody's connected to something in New York. So as of
Yeah.
right now, it's at $2,030,000,000. We'll just round that off.
Jesus Christ, that's like
it's the 8th
top 5 all
highest
time,
grossing
right?
movie of
Oh,
all
8th.
time. It's gonna. I mean, by the time we're done with this show, it's gonna surpass Infinity War. Because
Damn.
it's only like 18 million behind that, and that's the reported as of this morning. So like the showings it might jump, no joke. Looking at this list, it might jump to 6th by the end of this show.
Dude, there's
I
any
do
chance
love
it
how
does
they
3 billion?
never adjust for inflation on that stuff though. They never talk.
This
about
isn't
yeah,
adjusted
okay.
for
I mean,
inflation. I don't do the
Gone
adjusted
with
for
the Wind is the.
So the reason why I don't do adjusted for inflation is because really it doesn't account for a lot of things like the cost of everything that was underneath it and stuff. So I just for this I'm just going what's the highest grossing movie? It's just what I'm doing.
Well, I'm not talking
Also,
about
the
you. I'm
movie-
talking about the actual experts, like the people who put these numbers
To
together.
be fair,
They always forego inflation.
the movie industry used to look a lot different. Like the reason Gone with the Wind is the highest grossing because it basically never left the theaters because they used to move it from place to place, and so basically just
Yeah.
traveled the country on an endless loop for like 2 decades, and it just like made a shit ton of money that's never gonna be able to be topped. So it's like kind of
Yeah, it
unfair
made
to
like
compare
4
that
billion.
way.
Like adjusted for inflation, it was like $4 billion.
I mean, shit. Even Titanic, that was like shown theatrically for like almost 2 years. You know, like it was.
Yeah.
and that's still
ridiculous,
number 4 on the
Yeah.
list. So
I think
Um,
like if you start with like Jaws, like 1975 onward, I
Oh.
think that's where you kind of it's like the modern
one of my
movie era.
favorites. Yes, sir.
So,
Top
but
three.
here's my
Top three.
question. So, like, let's just assume that, like, as we were having this conversation, it probably jumped to number 6. Like, I'm just because it was only about 20 million off from that, so I would think it probably did that. So that would leave ahead of it Niza 2, which is, I believe, a Chinese animated movie.
It was.
Titanic, Avatar: Way of Water, Avengers: Endgame, and Avatar, which is just shy of 3 billion worldwide gross. I don't think it's going to get there. Where do you think it lands on this list? Do you think it like out? So to get past Titanic, which would be 4th all time, it needs to gross about 200 million more, give or take.
I
Right.
think that's
Gotta
there.
It might.
Okay.
I guess that it might actually end up at the top because if you look at August, we don't have anything theatrically. We just came out of that stupid dinosaur film. This week we have Insidious. Next week we have Coyote versus Acme. I mean, we've got
And
2
that
more
Dog
Stars.
something.
But
Dog
I mean,
Stars.
we have 2 more weeks of not really high profile releases. Spider-Man
You
may
think it
just
does
barrel
3
all the way
billion?
through August.
If
It
this,
might.
if they
It
push
might.
this in theaters, because I mean, if it's still making money, they might push this all the way to Labor Day. Like,
Yeah,
they might
it's, I go to the cinema twice a week, and I mean, I went to see the stupid feminist dinosaur film last year, and Spider-Man was still playing in premium, and it's still playing in premium this week, even
Yeah.
with Insidious coming out. It's taken all the big cinema.
I don't think
boxes.
it's going to get to that Avatar number, but I think it's going to flirt with the
I think it can get 4th. I think it can pass.
Yeah, I think it's
Titanic.
going to. I think it might even flirt with 3rd, which Way of Water was
Yeah.
2.334 billion. I think it could flirt with the next 2 above the Endgame and original Avatar are just they're almost unsurpassable. It's 2.8 billion, 2.9 billion respectively.
I'm saying 3 billion. I think it can. Make
I don't think it's going to get to 3. I think it's lost too much steam as of right. I mean, it depends. If they push it all the way to Labor Day weekend and people are still interested, maybe. Only because then it wouldn't be on official home release yet, and there'd be a holiday weekend where people are like, you know what, let's go see it again, kind of thing. Maybe. Wait, what's going on? Oh, have you heard about the Mel Gibson is actively writing a series about the siege of Malta?
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that
fucking
does sound
awesome.
cool.
That's like, I think there should be more stories about when the Ottomans fought people because those
were Jesuit knights too, right?
like I would love to see the Battle of Vienna in when the winged hussars came and fucked them up from flanking. That's a great battle. That's also like I say we need more Ottomans in our cinema.
We need more Mel Gibson.
We need more Mel Gibson, but
I don't
we
know
need
if you've
more-
seen Flight Risk. That was pretty fucking terrible.
That's the one blemish on his career, on his directing career. But yes,
Yeah,
the movie fucking sucked.
I'm kind of like I actually want to see Coyote versus Acme. I just
Yeah, me
that's
too.
not a
I'm glad
movie
that
that's
guy-
gonna
Yeah, me
dethrone.
too.
That's not a movie that's gonna dethrone Spider-Man for the week, though.
Yes, it will. God
Dog
damn
Star,
it.
Dogs, yes, the Siege of Constantinople. I mean, that's 1456. Just,
Yeah, I'm excited for
Istanbul
Coyote
was
versus Acme
Constantinople.
because Will Forte fought
That's a
like
good
hell to
song.
get it released.
So
Yeah.
I often, when I encounter somebody who's Turkish, I will ask them why it's Istanbul, not Constantinople, and they just look at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Do you not know that song?" Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's a good song.
I figured if anybody would know that song, it'd be you guys. Come on,
But that's nobody's business but them, right?
nobody's business but the Turks. So it's, I actually am doing a back to back. I haven't done a back to back like movie viewing in a while because the way that it broke down, Coyote versus Acme basically ends as soon as Dog Stars starts. So I'm just gonna go to both back to back, and that's why.
You never spent an entire day at the cinema before, Dark Hour?
I have this thing called a life. I just can't do that. I'm just no. In all seriousness, I don't think I could stay in a theater all day, like, and just watch movie after movie.
My girl and I have seen 4 in a single day.
Wow.
What's up with the Turks version of oil wrestling? I mean, the Turks, man. They do some weird things. Have you ever? They love, like, plush carpet and satin curtains and wearing fake gold chains.
Hair
They're all about
transplants.
They have the best hair transplants in the world. I'm looking forward to getting one eventually.
Okay.
I don't need it. I don't need it right this minute, but it's coming. But anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about before we round this down?
Do you guys have any predictions for like prime time or anything else that's going to come out?
What's prime time?
The
That
Chris
movie looks
Hansen
really good.
biopic with Robert
That
Pattinson.
looks
Oh
really
yes,
Oh,
Robert. Yes, that's going to be
that
good.
did look pretty good. Yeah.
That looks
I
good.
think
Yeah.
that's going to be.
You
That's
see
gonna
how
be
this
one of those
looks,
kind of
right?
like.
Instant meme.
That's
Why
going
don't
to
you
be one
just
of
take a
those.
Big, not bad. I just like his delivery. It's so great.
Oh,
They
he's
do
he's
cock
the
extensions
modern
in Turkey
Christian
too.
Bale.
Okay, I guess I could do another double feature if necessary.
It's coming out in September.
All right, I will watch that.
Lantern should be coming. Should still be out by then, releasing by then.
Shoot me a message on Twitter, or if you got it. If not, we'll figure out a way.
Actually, it's called X.
I think X sounds stupid as shit. I'm just like, hey,
You don't want to see X
message me
videos
on
with your friends?
How about
message me on
Zitter?
X. I don't
Dark Hour.
understand why he. What?
Will you compromise by calling it Zitter?
I just think he should have just called it Twitter X. SpaceX, Twitter
is not
X.
bad.
That would have been
Yeah.
fine. I think everybody would have been cool with that. It's just a extension. Twitter extended. There you go. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, he's the richest man of all time, and I made $10
Billionaire, yeah.
New Zealand today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, one of us is doing a lot better than the other. Just saying.
Yeah, but like I guess to just give my thoughts on my expectations for primetime. I think it looks really good from the trailer, but
Yes.
I hope that they don't just have like they don't go the Nightcrawler route with Chris Hansen, because I think he's a complex guy. I think he's done more good than harm. I like To Catch a Predator. I like that whole show. I know that people have like complaints about it, but where I think he went wrong was when he's tried moving away from the format, that got him canceled. And that's what the movie is going to explore. So I hope that they look at him, they weigh the positives and negatives, and treat him like as a person instead of like a comedically evil villain.
What I hope they do, Kino, is that if you know some parts of the trailer gets pretty psychedelic, flashing lights and spinning and shit. What I want to see is, especially those of us who've actually done deep dives and stuff into some of the personalities and celebrities in Hollywood, the fucked up shit they've done. I'm curious to see what's going on inside of Chris Hansen's head, talking to these just outright evil pieces of shit. I hope they kind of explore
documentary?
that. Yeah, yes.
Like
I kind of hope they explore his mental condition, and how it affected him in the film.
Yeah.
So I just had a little insider tip texted to me by maybe somebody who might be in the chat, possibly. who says that they have a friend in the industry that works in ADR who said that Hugh Jackman has signed a 6-picture deal with Marvel. So that till he's 90 thing is
Till he's 90.
is starting to look pretty accurate, I think.
Oh, hey, this is going to be the old. He's committing to the old man Logan role.
Yeah.
Dude, look, he's an inspiration to me. He's just made me realize that age is a number, and if I get on the right diet of
you
steroids,
see how this looks,
I
right?
can be in whatever kind of shape I want until I die. And I am, like I used to be in good shape years ago, but not so much anymore.
Yeah,
Cheeseburgers and pizza are too good, man.
We've all grown too young.
When you don't, let me put it this way: when you don't eat a carb for 9 years because you're competing, like a complex carb, I should say. Sorry, simple complex carb. I hate like apples and stuff, but like you don't eat any simple carbs. As soon as you taste pizza, you're like, I'm never giving you up again.
Whoa, what are you, that guy from Step Brothers? I haven't had a carb since '96. You want to
No, I
touch
had
these bad boys?
carbs I had like apples, like complex carbs, like the good ones for you. I didn't have simple carbs. I
Just
couldn't.
a joke, brother. No,
Dude, I ate like, dude, I'm not even when I shit you not. My like fucking diet during my competition years was like straight black beans all the time. Like it was crazy. It's just like always fiber. So yeah, I guess on that revelation that I used to fart a lot, it's time for everybody to plug their shit. I think that's a great way to go right there. When you tell us where you are, where you've been, where you're going, where we could find you, what your next project is, whether or not you've eaten any carbs in the last 9 years. I guess we'll go reverse of what we did last time. So we'll go Kino Flex first.
All right. Kino Flex reviews. Well, I kind of picked up this year because Dark Hour did me a solid and got me in touch with, or he forwarded some information I had regarding a certain character named Arlie Noah to him, and then they covered that guy. Really appreciate Dark Hour for that he made my year. But on my own channel, I make reviews. I sometimes do live stream, so check me out. Thank you.
Okay. Iron Mandrill. Sorry, I'm just
So I'm getting back into YouTube. I took kind of a few months off to watch the World Cup. That was kind of my life for the summer. I watched nearly every game, but now that's over. I'm back to doing this. Been mostly streaming lately on a podcast I do with a couple of my buddies. We reviewed like Dr. No, Barton Fink, and Spider-Man. So very interesting roster of movies. They're all very different. But yeah, so I'm just kind of appearing here occasionally and doing my own thing with streaming, and then I'll eventually get back into video making. I've been meaning to get back into that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to.
I do want, and you can find both of them and everybody that's usually on the show. You can find their links in the description. I just want to highlight 2 more things from George real quick. Constantinople is Greek. It's Byzantine Greek specifically. And I forgot to cover Reacher. We'll have to do that next week because I totally forgot that I watched all 3 episodes. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it at the same time. It's having a lot of trouble reaching the heights of the first season. That's for sure. And I know me and Matt still have to have our debate over whether or not season 2 or 3 is worse. So we will, maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe we'll do like a mini version of that next week. Toller.
Unlike Kinoflex, I do not appreciate Dark Hour. I think he's stupid and he's an asshole. No.
I'm cool with that.
I do appreciate
that's some of the nicest shit that's been said about me.
This is it's always fun coming on the show and mix it up with you guys. I'm Toller Talks. I can be found on Toller Talks here on YouTube. Currently covering The Lanterns, pretty much scene by scene breakdown. I just did an 11-minute video on it today. So any new film that comes out that's worth talking about, you can find a review on my channel. And then I have my What a Piece of Shit series, which I just did an episode on Jared Leto, going over all the foul shit he's done in his career. And I'm cooking up an episode on either Meghan Markle or Mike Myers. I haven't decided.
When you want to talk Meghan Markle, I'll set you up with George. George has made a career out of George the Giant Slayer's made a career out of Meghan Markle.
Well, I've been watching Suits and she's in it, and I was like, whatever happened to her? And then I remembered all the stuff with with Prince and all that. And I'm like, oh shit! So I'm thinking about doing an episode on her. So yeah.
Ooh. Matt, what do you guys got coming up?
Yeah, so we're actually going to be recording we're going to be doing lanterns, I guess.
How are you guys going to be doing episode by episode, or how you?
Yeah, I think so. So we're recording our first episode like shortly after I get off the stream, probably. And then, I keep teasing the Alien Covenant review. It's like almost done, but work shit's been kind of coming up and preventing
that's
that from.
Pretty much how most people felt about Alien Covenant when it was out. They're like, man, this movie's almost done and I can leave the theater.
So, but yeah, we got that. And then, just still covering the releases as they come out. So,
obviously you guys can find me here at my channel because you're here. And I will be covering Lanterns pretty extensively. How many episodes? Is this 8 or 10?
It's 8.
I think it's
8. So that's likely 3 videos. But because they're doing weekly releases, maybe I might do 4. It depends how much is in each one. And it'll be the return of my ever popular ads. I'm trying to come up with some good ones. Those are always the last thing I write for every video. It's usually like no joke, like the whole video is done and I'm like, damn it, now I gotta come up with some really funny shit. And I almost put so much pressure on myself that like I'll write a whole thing, record it, and be like, nah, that was trash, throw it out. But and then you can find me obviously here. And also I'm on George the Giant Slayer's channel on Sundays every week now, or at least every week that I can make it. And so it just leaves me to thank my co-host Matt, Kino my regulars at this point, Kino, Toller, and Iron Mandrill. It's good to have Iron Mandrill back, and honestly, that's a good. It's a good reason to take off to watch the World Cup. It only comes around once every 4 years, and if you get into it, it's cool. You know, I think that this one was this particular World Cup was a bit like it was just kind
the
of
finale kind of sucks, but there's some really good games throughout.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. I didn't miss any. Nope. Okay, good. I didn't want to miss any super chats or anything. So that just leaves me to say, see you next Tuesday. Tits